Your life is the sum of every hope you ever had and everything you ever wanted to be. Life is about the situations you deal with, how you get to where you want to be, and how you become who you want to be. Life is a collection of moments and memories. Life is about being alive, feeling alive. Life is about dealing with whatever fate throws at you. Life is about staying on top when things are challenging. Life is about enjoying yourself, about finding yourself, about leaving a legacy. Life is about looking and feeling good, about staying ahead. It's about being the best you. What you want, what we all want, is a life without limits. So why don't you be the best you?
The Best You is leading the way in the industry of personal and professional growth. Through our magazine, expos, e-learning, TV, club, and awards, The Best You's objective is to help people achieve their dreams, to do more, to be more, to live a life without limits. Join us if you believe in helping and inspiring others, in changing the world, in making it a more just and fair place through education and inspiration. Our goal: everyone, everywhere, now. If you are interested in making a difference, working, partnering, volunteering, supporting, or even licensing The Best You, let's talk. Let's work together and make the world a better place.
People want to be the best, become the best, learn from the best. That's why in 2021, The Best You TV will bring you its new TV series that will feature the top and the best speakers, coaches, authors, and mentors. Coming soon to The Best You TV. Hey, we're back. Day 2, Best You Virtual Expo London. Very exciting. Well, we've had an amazing morning already. Jenny Lee Grace talking about being sober and giving it a go because, hey, it's not good for you. And we all know that. And we just had Paul O'Mahony and that amazing Irish energy he has. He was talking about social media and how you can make money working on other people's resources, knowledge, expertise. He's a great expert and he brings great energy. I was delighted he spoke in our event in the Best You Virtual Expo in LA. And well, he shares some great expertise, some phenomenal data and information. So I hope you watched it. I hope you took action. And look, we still got a great day ahead of us. I'm going to have Darren Winters joining me in an hour. And he's got a talk which is going to be all around trading and financial independence. I did his course. And I've got to say, I love it. I'm very into anything to do with trading, cryptocurrency, because I understand the importance of being not only smart, but also being financially independent. So I hope that you join us afterwards. And then later on in the afternoon, I think just 4:45 GMT, we have Mas Shadadi. He's going to be joining us. And well, he's going to be talking about the chaos that we obviously have now and how you thrive in these interesting times that we have right now. And apart from that, well, look, Mas is running and has a show that is going to be featuring on and in the Best You TV. So we're very excited to have Mas and being involved in having his own channel. So we're going to play a commercial very quickly, just so you get a little feel of what Mas is all about. And because he has a phenomenal following, he's got like 1.5 million people on Facebook. And I said he's going to be joining us later on today. He's going to have his channel. So let's play quickly his commercial, and then I'll be right back. I've got some guests to discuss with me basically discuss love.
My passion is to set people free by helping you transform any area of your life more effectively and faster than anything you've tried before. I do this by unique abilities gifted to me through 2 near-death experiences that allow me to help you change your frequency, changing your life.
So Maz coming soon to the Best You TV. So I've got a couple of people that are going to be joining me very, very shortly. Now, I've got these ladies working in some of the other rooms. They're in the Empowering Women room and in the Masters, Mentors and Influencers. Sarah Davison, Ruth Carter and Sarah Jane. They're going to be joining me in a little while. But I have another guest that's going to be joining me too. And we're going to be just discussing. I had this panel in our latest virtual expo in Miami. And we were discussing the ideas around love. And is love something that we want? Is love something that we need? How much love should we have? And should there be more love on the planet? So I'm going to start inviting them guests. And I'm going to actually ask them to all introduce themselves because, well, hey, listen, I spend all my day introducing everyone. And I like them to literally, in their own words, tell us who they are, what they do, and basically what's their inspiration. So let me bring in Sarah. How are you? Sarah, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I am great, thank you. Great to be here. I'm actually hosting on the other stage, so I'm jumping around.
I know. You're virtually jumping from room to room. How's it going?
It's going great. We've got some great speakers on, so yeah, it's really exciting. But thank you for inviting me to this panel, because as you know, love is something very close to my heart, and I do a lot of work on that. So I'm known as the divorce coach, and I have 2 best-selling books, Uncoupling and also The Split. And yeah, I've been involved with the Best You for a very long time, since really the first ever event in London. I was there with Bernardo. I've known the lovely Bernardo for over 20 years. So we've been through lots together, haven't we, in the personal development world as it's taken off in the UK. We were there at the beginning and we're still here, which is amazing.
Well, listen, listen, with love and respect and being blessed and honored. To be honest, I lost a couple of friends with COVID, and it's not a bad thing. It's not, again, gratitude and being grateful to being here, grateful to be alive, and being grateful to be able to share our message. So no, I get it. It's not a small thing. So thank you, Sarah. I'm going to have Shrimi. I think you're there as well. Let me just bring you in if you're ready. Oh, there you are. How are you?
Good. I'm good. Hello, everyone. I am Sharmi Pratt. I am a mind management coach. I help people to literally transform their mind so they can just move forward into their destiny.
Brilliant. Where are you joining us from?
St. Louis, Missouri. Wow.
Brilliant. Great. Well, it's great. We've had a lot of people joining us from all over the world, and we're very excited. We've always had a lot of Americans joining us in the Best You Expo, but obviously now being virtually, it makes more sense as well. So how are things with you, and how are you finding the new reality we have now, and has your business changed, and if so, in what way?
I'm doing really well and really blessed right now because a lot of people, just with COVID and everything that has been happening, a lot of people really find themselves depressed and in despair and really not being able to handle life. And so for me, business has been pretty good because I get more clients, to help them to be able to navigate. And so with the whole dynamic of COVID, I think it's just that thing that people got stuck. Many people were already challenged in many areas, and the COVID-19 just caused them to be even more stuck. And so for me, business it's been pretty good. I really have no complaints. Clients have been coming in because people need that help, and they need to know that COVID did not stop their life from moving forward, and even helping them to adjust and cope with the fears of life and different things, because I heard you say you lost some people to COVID, and many people have lost people to COVID. And so that brings about a level of fear and despondency. And so being able to help them to navigate and move from that place has been a joy, just to see many people be just free. I mean, I'm getting testimonies this morning as I was looking in my email, just people talking about, the concepts and how they have really gained some understanding to be able to navigate and move forward in life.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much. Let me invite my other guest, Ruth. Ruth Carter, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Ruth, lovely to have you here. Introduce yourself, darling, please.
I'm Ruth Carter, the Liberty Coach, and I work with young people, parents and teachers in the education and now social care system.
Brilliant, Ruth. Well, thank you so much for being here. Now, I'm not sure if Sarah Jane is going to join us as well, but we'll start and then we'll see how it goes. So, look, I had this panel in our last Virtual Expo. Sarah was there as well. And I'm actually writing a new book, which I hope to publish this year. And it is around love. And I'm really looking at creating another event, a virtual event. And it might be a hybrid because I'm looking at 2022 probably. But I want to really create a big, massive global talk around this idea of the love revolution, you know, around creating awareness around love. Because you know what? And with love to the Americans, okay, they're very free. You know, you guys, you know, you're very free to talk about your net assets and you know, and how many people you have. I mean, your spiel, you know, you ask an American something and also, you know, I just asked you, you know, how are you, you know, and they give you the whole spiel. But people struggle, you know, they're very open to talk about their finances. They're very open to talk about all sorts of things. And I'm talking about globally, not everyone, not only just the Americans. But I'm just saying is that I think a lot of people struggle to ask for help. And a lot of people ultimately are struggling with maybe the lack of love, you know, loneliness, and a lot of the things that are happening in life, you know, when people transition, move, you know, separate, divorce, or simply because they become lonely. And I think that, you know, one of the most important aspects of life in general is obviously health, number one. You know, Johan from UK Health Radio was talking about it yesterday, and it's true. We spend our lives, people spend their lives, you know, in the pursuit of wealth, you know, to make money. And then when they make that money, if they're lucky enough to make that money, they spend it in losing weight, in getting rid of the lines and operations, or simply, you know, unfortunately, to deal with cancer or whatever life throws at them, you know. So we don't really prioritize. So obviously for me, health and love is what we're ultimately all looking for. So I think we really need to have a conversation, especially in the personal development world, whereby, you know, we're very generous. We want to give people tips and advice, and we want to coach them. We want to mentor them. We want to do all sorts of things. But, you know, love is ultimately one of the most important things we have. And I know, Sarah, that you are very in, you know, the battle zone of love, you know, and finding love, overcoming love. But I really think that there needs to be more conversations around it. And this is kind of what I wanted to do with you ladies today, is to what your thoughts are regarding love. We need more love. So let's just open the conversation and take it from there. Whoever wants to jump in first. Sarah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I love this conversation. I love this topic because it really is. I mean, Brits, we tend to be more reserved, don't we? So, you know, we don't like talking about things like that. But, you know, love underpins every relationship we have. You know, it's not just romantic love. It's love for friends. It's love for parents. It's love for pets. It's love for all sorts of things in our life. And there are so many different types of love. Wouldn't it be great if we were taught how to love at school and what love was? Why is there no lesson? Because we're all doing it. Are we all doing algebra? Are we all speaking French? No, but we're all loving, but we don't get taught that at school. So I think it would be great to open up a conversation. Your expo sounds incredible. And the timing's great because right now we're all reprioritizing. We're all having a think about what's most important to us. And like you said, health and love are the most important things. And unfortunately, they're two things that are quite prone to suffer in the pandemic because you can't have that contact with loved ones and we're stuck at home. So we can't exercise as much as we would. We're not getting outside and getting in the sunshine when it's here in the UK as much either. So I definitely think that asking for help and reaching out is absolutely key right now.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are quite happy to talk about loving a drink or loving going out, you know, but then, you know, we don't love or talk about the real love, you know, I love you, you know, and that's kind of the as you were saying, Sarah, is there's so many different types of love. We were talking about last time, you know, kindness is a form of love, you know, supporting a charity or working in a charity or for a cause that you believe in is love. You know, saying, yeah, a kind word or simply being there for someone is love. You know, sending a message, ringing someone is a form of showing love. Mm-hmm. So I think kind of the more we can have a conversation, I mean, as you were saying as well, as, you know, having these conversations in schools, that would be very interesting. So ladies, Ruth and Shami, just jump in.
Well, you know, if this is for an adult conversation, you know, some of us are reaching the mid stages in life where we're going through a lot of internal, you know, feelings, especially for women who are perimenopausal. And it's about having that conversation about loving through the menopause, loving through the mid stages of life, because that's when people's relationships tend to break down. You've got people that have been together for all 20 years and then all of a sudden they don't love each other anymore. They're talking in not so much positive terms. So for me, my viewpoint is love is forever. It's one of those things that is the highest vibration that we get to have as a human experience. And it's something that transcends, not just here, but forever. Because when you pass on, you know, that love still, it don't go. It just does not end. And even when you're on your deathbed and you think of all the loved ones, and some people even said that they see them there to reach them. So I feel that love is something that's transcending through, you know, our years, through our childhood to the adolescence to adulthood, midlife, and to our elder age, you know. And it's something that is, we should just grasp it, but we don't as humans. We go for other things. We go for the pleasure side and not the substance of love itself.
Oh, I love that, Ruth, and that's so true. I believe the same. I don't believe love ever dies either. I believe it transforms. Sometimes it transforms into something very different. But you know, I'm saying is love does. You know, it's always there. That love that was there at some point remains. You know, and yes, it might have transformed into a different relationship now. But I believe in love is, especially when there has been closure, you know, either in a relationship, you know, where you've been close to someone in your family, it's just there forever.
Yes. I love the topic and I love the conversation. One of the things that, as everyone was sharing, I think the whole concept is really understanding the dynamics of what love is. And I love how you're going to write the book, because many people don't even understand what love is, and many base love off of, if I feel, it's a feeling, if I feel this, if I feel that, not understanding that our feelings are constantly changing all the time. And so when we have the dynamics of basing love off of a feeling, we don't understand what agape love is, that genuine love, that love without conditions, that regardless of whatever happens, there is no depth or height in my love. I love you without limits. And when you have a culture of people just period around the world, we associate love with things, with if I feel good about something, if I like what you're doing, then I love you. And that's why love seems to dissipate, because people base love off of how they're feeling at the moment, instead of understanding that love is one of those unconditional things, that I love you through the good, the bad, the ugly, in between, whether you're right or wrong. My love for you don't change. And so just the concept, as you said, many people do, we will talk about our love for things quicker than we will our love for people, or even just being that helping hand. I love how you said that love is one of those things, if I'm giving to a charity or if I'm doing this, because love is selfless. That's the reality of love. Love is very selfless. And many people don't understand that in order to really conquer in love, that you have to be selfless, meaning you have to be willing to put yourself back in order to give to someone else, to show them that they need love at the moment. So I really do love this topic.
Yeah, thank you. No, I agree. I love people that agree with me more than those that don't. Okay, I'm only joking. But I'm only joking. So I've got to say, I normally say I'm only joking. Sarah gets it. She knows I'm, very sarcastic. Kind of. But I'm being honest. No, I'm not. I'm saying that I believe at the end of the day, and that's kind of where I wanted to bring that conversation, because for me, the women's summit that I know Ruth and Sarah, we discussed as well, the empowering women in the 21st century, and what that would look like. Well, for me, it has to have multiple rooms with completely different experts in the field, so they can bring, their massive expertise, as I said, leading politicians, top entrepreneurs, millionaires, billionaires running multi, corporations, I want to have people that are running charities and working people that have obviously gone through different, challenges in life. But I think with love, it's the same. I think, I really see it around, you could have a whole room or a whole area to discuss, act of kindness and talking about NGOs that are doing phenomenal work. You know, when you see some of these charities that are helping, for example, the enslaved, you know, and there's 47 million enslaved, you know, and that's a terrible number. They reckon there's more slaves now than there was, you know, in the 1700s and 1800s. So, you know, so having a room around that to discuss those charities and those amazing people that have so much love that are giving up their lives, you know, to go and make a difference, and then hopefully trigger something in someone's mind where they say, you know what, I don't think that's acceptable either. I want to help. That's a form of love. You know, when you talk about people, you know, living on the streets, and you look at that in LA, it's just terrible. You know, I was in LA and I was living in Venice, and I felt very, very uncomfortable. COVID just kicked in as well, and it was so bad. So many homeless people, and you know, there's all these top bars and people drinking. I think it's not right. You know, and this is LA, but it happens all over the world. Okay, there's homeless people all over the world, but it's not right. You know, so how can we show our love to people that are homeless? And that's it, really. And then obviously relationships, you know, kids, you know, forgiveness. There's just so many different types of talk, and that's kind of where I wanted to see what those topics would be. And you know, what could those breakout rooms be? Because the way I wanted to do them was to have multiple rooms discussing different forms of love, but also I wanted it to be very global and very international. So we did it over 72 hours, and we had people in Asia bringing their experts in, and then people from South America, you know, so we really brought people from all over the world. So hopefully we can bring hundreds of thousands of people and millions of people that can then start really realizing, you know, how important love is.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been lucky enough to work with Michelle Dewsbury a bit, Bernardo, and she's somebody that works tirelessly for a charity, her own charity, helping girls that have been sex trafficked around the world, in Africa as well. She's amazing. She's going to be a guest on my podcast, Heartbreak to Happiness, and talking about those kind of issues. But the love and the passion that ignites in someone, and then the difference they can make if they step up. And I know we were talking about it earlier, weren't we? But if you are moved by anything, you know, then just taking the action and doing something can help. You know, and often we sit back and we feel that compassion, we feel that love, but we don't do anything about it. And you know, I know from my own experience at one Christmas, you know, one of the things that I'm big on is walking my talk, because Bernardo will know we both do that. It was like adamant, we must walk our talk. And at Christmas, when I didn't have my son, I volunteered for a homeless charity, and I went there, and actually I think I got more out of it than I ever imagined, because the lessons I learned and just the extreme contrast between how I live and how these people live was really impacted me. And I still support the charity and work with them. But it's like you say, Bernardo, sometimes, you know, it makes us uncomfortable to see it, but do we do anything about it? And I think love is, you know, taking action and actually doing something with that, not just watching and feeling.
And unfortunately, Sarah, and I know you go through this as well, as you as well, Ruth, you know, with a lot of, well, men, but, you know, maybe, and I'm not trying to generalize here, but maybe more women, with self-love. You know, I think ultimately one of the things that I wanted to bring forward was obviously, you know, the conversations about what men can do, you know, also, you know, to help women, you know, to feel more love. Because a lot of the times I think people underestimate how lovely and beautiful they are for whatever reasons or for whatever happened in life, either a bad relationship, overweight, lack of confidence. You know, they just literally don't have, it doesn't start at home, does it? They don't have that love for themselves. They don't appreciate how amazing they are. And I think it has to start probably at home there and trying to build people up, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I think so. For me, working with the youth and children in schools, one of the works I do is about building self-esteem, their self-love, their love for themselves. And sometimes they don't get that. They don't hear it. They're called that they're a piece of shit from their own parents from the age of 2. And so when you're hearing all this negative talk, it kind of shapes you to who you are. And then when they start acting a certain way, whether it's in school or at home, you've actually created that. So I like to take some of those hard to reach, disengaged young people and really turn their lives about to really look inside their heart and actually start building their self-love. And then they have that ability, the skills to actually start giving it to other people, and then actually having a standard of what they're going to accept. So when the teacher does say to them, oh, you're never going to amount to nothing, they can correct them and say, no, you've got that completely wrong, because they've got that love for themselves. They know who they are. Love allows you to shape who you are. It becomes part of your characteristics. Who some people are not very loving, meaning they're not kind, they're not giving, they don't want to share, they don't want to do, they're very selfish. Whereas some people that are nurtured with love, they seem to want to give it, they want to share it, they want to add more to it. So, you know, it's there's a balance for me for both sides of this discussion.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think you were spot on with it, Sarah, was around the idea of, and I'm not sure if you ladies think you're good for time, aren't you, still? Because I know I've got you working on other stages, but put your hand up if you need to leave. But I think it's a great conversation, isn't it? I mean, you know, having a subject of love at school, or you know, bringing, you know, the different forms of love or types of love, and discussing love in all its different forms, huh?
Also finding love again, because I think people have like romantic love. I think, well, there's a lot of people that believe there's one person for them out there. And then when their relationship breaks up, obviously, you know, that's devastating. And obviously that's something I see every day in my coaching clinic. But actually taking a step back and realizing that's just one person on the entire planet, and that there are so many other opportunities to find love out there. And it's not just, you know, that one person. And then if that doesn't work out, life's over. There are, you know, you may not love them in exactly the same way, but it could be better. It could be more enjoyable. It could just be a different form of great. But there are other opportunities, and not to give up. You know, dating can be extremely daunting. You know, getting back out there after years of being married, it can be tough. But actually, there's so many more opportunities. And, you know, I was talking to the date coach, which I have to introduce you to him, because he's really a great American guy. But he's an expert on online dating. And he was saying, Sarah, if you think about it, there are so many more opportunities to find love online rather than real life. Because you go into Starbucks and everyone's on their phones. Everyone's looking down. No one's talking. No one's smiling, saying hello, especially if everyone's got masks on. You can't communicate if you're able to go out anyway. He said, so think about it. You know, if you're not online, you're reducing your chances. And online, everybody's there. So you've got more chance of meeting someone. You know, sod's law is you go into Starbucks or whatever to get your coffee thinking, well, maybe I'll meet somebody, but they're looking down because they're online dating themselves in the queue. So, you know, online dating, I think, is, yeah, some people are very daunted by it, and I totally get why.
I love what you said. Was I'm obviously not in the UK, and I'm not, you know, kind of out there, but I love the fact that Boris Johnson says that you can't have sex anyway. You know, unless it's within your bubble, which is a bit odd. You know, you're not going to have, so you can't have sex.
Your bubble is you have to actually live with the person, and ironically, the person you live with is probably the last person you want to have sex with. so it's really like there's no sex going on here at all. But they say we might have a baby boom or divorce, but that's the way couples are going. Unfortunately, it's a tough time, isn't it? But yeah, no sex allowed.
It's tough for singletons right now here in the UK, because I don't know how it is for America. I'm not living there, but here in the UK, when you want to meet with someone but they're not in your household, and then they're very much, oh, but you know, we've got to follow the guidelines. This is what kind of ticks me off, is that it's my home. I should be able to have whoever I want in my home, but some people are very conscious of this pandemic and they will not entertain it. While others have moved in with other people, they've got engaged, they're having babies, they're doing their thing. So it's this, like I said, there's two sides to this, and it is very challenging. So yes, Sarah, it's about the internet dating, finding the right site, you know, and using the NLP is very good on these sites in terms of you looking at the language, what they're saying. And some people are just after one thing, and they're not looking to, you know, get to know you as a person. But some are actually looking for deeper relationships, whether they are on paid or free sites.
I think we're probably on these dating sites nowadays. In your description, obviously saying you have a recent PCR would probably be a good selling point.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, actually, they do say they do have a button if you're COVID safe or you're practicing, like, you know, social distancing and stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy.
Yeah, it's one of the things you've got to ask for. Have you got a negative test? Have you had COVID? You know, do you have any underlying health issues, known or unknown? When did you last have your medical checks? These are things. Grown people are talking. Young people are on a different level. Yeah,
Of
they
course,
go
yeah,
missing
of
for 2 days. They ain't coming back. They're doing their thing.
Yeah, they're happy with whatever's going to happen tonight, and then let's not worry about next day or the day after. All right, well, listen, I think I'm very interested in exploring where this could go, and I love what you're both obviously doing separately, you know, and in your own right. And I think there's so much that can be done and has to be done, you know, around the different subjects, you know, and, you know, with kids, with, you know, people that have lived very difficult and you know, violent situations at home. And then those that, you know, are going through a tough, you know, separation, you know, and a tough divorce. And those are, you know, just literally there. And I suppose, you know, kind of, unfortunately, these circumstances have made it even more, well, we realize even more how important it is to have love, to have people that you can support, you know, who can be there for you, because there's a lot of people that have been very alone. And I think, you know, I think hopefully we'll bring a lot of knowledge from this time, and in the future, and in 2021 and 2022, you know, we'll go out there appreciating more, you know, love and relationships and friends.
I don't know if any of you are Apple users, but they've got a couple of new emojis, like heart, you've got the lungs, and you've got the cuddles. There's ones where you can cuddle. So sometimes you want to send your texts and stuff and you're kind of missing someone, and you can put a cuddle, because that's what, you know, it's that comfort, isn't it? I think that's one of the things I've missed the most, is having that cuddle. But thankfully, I've got, you know, children where you can get that embrace. But for those that don't have anyone, that have been on their own for literally months and months, it's that touch. And I'm telling you, when we had that point where we had that time where we were in lockdown and out of lockdown, because I am dating, and I had my first date, and then we moved from one section to another section, and he just put his knee in my knee touched. And I'm telling you, when I was driving, I was in tears. I just didn't realize, God, being in this situation for so long, it's not good. It's just not good for your mental well-being and things like that. You just don't realize how much you miss just that communication. It's just not even the sex part of it. It's just the engagement, the looking in somebody's eyes, not on a screen like we are, but literally looking in someone's eyes, hearing them breathe. You know, it's amazing. I've noticed those little things that I may have took for granted. So I know that when we get that all clear, I definitely am going to embrace love so much differently.
And yeah, and I mean, I feel very, very sorry for a lot of the, you know, elderly people. I mean, you know, my mother-in-law, I mean, you know, she's in her 80s. I mean, she, you know, her husband died like a couple of years ago, 3 years ago now, and she's been on her own, you know, and just can't leave, you know, and they're already lonely enough, not being able to get with each other, which they used to maybe once a week, or so. That is, you know, there's so many old lonely people out there as well, and reaching out to them, hopefully when things open up, and being able, you know, to bring them into our homes, or go into their homes, I think is really, really important. Because at least, you know, with a bit of luck, we've still got a bit of life in us, and we can still get out there once things open up. But a lot of the people that are living alone and are elderly, you know, it's very, very sad, very sad.
One of the things that I found, I know this is going to sound mad, everyone's going to laugh at me, Bernardo's used to me and my kooky ways, but one of the things I think really helps is actually when you give yourself a hug. And it's something that I know our friend Paul McKenna talks about, Bernardo, but like, if you just give yourself a little hug, actually, scientifically, I was listening to a podcast Paul was doing the other day, and he was saying, you know, there was scientific evidence that actually if you give yourself a hug, it actually has quite the same effect, obviously, but it does have a positive effect. So, yeah.
When I was a kid, I used to do that with my arm, so like, you know, people thought I actually had. That's a different thing, isn't it? So kind of like, you know,
that's a whole different thing, Bernardo.
Oh, okay. I lost you there for a bit. Okay.
That's a very good self-soothing. If you are self-soothing, like the kids, like baby self-soothing, That's a good one for adult self-soothing then.
Yeah. I mean, it was, you know, it's supposed to replicate how your mum held you as a baby and things. And I think, you know, just if anyone's listening, I don't want to talk of this doom and gloom, because there are things you can do to get through this period. There are things you can do if you are on your own. I know it's rubbish, but you've got a choice, haven't you? You either focus on it being rubbish or you try different things.
But I think this is the thing. The thing is this, having these conversations around love is the fact that, look, you might not be able to be with them, but, you know, getting on the phone and talking to them, or, you know, getting on a FaceTime and seeing them, or just simply saying to them, look, I love you and I miss you dearly, you know, it is a form of showing love. And that's kind of what that's kind of the point to it, is that it's about reaching out so you can give love to other people. And then, you know, hopefully you'll have that reciprocity of people coming and saying, you know, I love you too, you know, and that's what needs to be more actions and more ways of showing love. You know, you could send flowers, you could send a gift to someone to tell them, you know, to show them that you love. So just bringing the conversation of love and acts of love to the forefront, instead of sending a bloody text message. I mean, I do it, you know, I'm a voice messenger, Sarah. You know, I bombard everyone with a voice message. And a lot of times I say, well, pick up the bloody phone. Do you know what I mean? And then, you know, because it's just different then, isn't it? You're actually having a conversation. But I'm one that, you know, once I know someone and once they're my friends and they're and I love them, you know, I have no problem in saying to someone that I love them. Do you know what I mean? And because
that's the Mediterranean blood, though, right? It's not British blood. but come on, us Brits, we can do it. We can do it too. I've just got into a couple of my friends have been finding it a little bit tough, and I've just been sent. They've got these little hampers online you can get now, which are just little gifts. They're only like 15 quid, something like that, 10, 15 quid. But in them, they've got like calming tea bags, maybe a little face mask or a candle and some chocolate or something. Nice. And I've just sent them through online delivery, obviously. And, you know, the pleasure that people get just from getting a little packet, I mean, it's nothing special. It's just something, just, you know, I call it like a virtual hug. It's like, I'm thinking of you. I know you're finding it a bit tough. Here you go. And it's just something fun. And just to know that someone's thinking of you, those little things are nice, I think.
Acts of kindness. All right, ladies. Well, listen, thank you so much. I'm going to let you get on. Thank you so much. Well, Sarah Davison and Ruth Carter, they're not only here sharing their expertise throughout the last couple of days, they're my host. Sarah's in the MMI, the Masters, Mentors and Influencers, and Ruth is in the Empowering Women. So thank you so much. I really appreciate your help and support.
You do a great job.
Lots of love to you girls.
Bye.
Bye. Well, normally I used to do in my NLP course, I always used to say lots of love. And I used to do the arm thing, you know, because it's like I used it as a good anchor. And I think everyone that knows me, or when I'm at a seminar, or I'm doing a talk, I always do the lots of love. And I just think it's just got that beautiful feel to it. But look, the conversations around love is something that I'm very passionate about. I'm going to be talking more about it in 2021. I'm looking at launching a book. I'll be announcing that soon. And I'm looking at running a big event to have a conversation around love and how can we show love. So I'm going to be playing a quick commercial. I'm going to be back in a few minutes. I wanted to, showcase again a couple of the people that we have on the Best You TV. Now, one of the people that I have there is Nicola Smith-Jackson. Now, Nicola Smith-Jackson is going to be joining us tomorrow. She's going to be speaking here. And she's a financial expert. She is a powerhouse, a lady that teaches people all over the world how to manage money, how to make money, how to be able to invest in the stock, how to be able to be financially independent. She teaches you essential skills to be able to build a business, create a business, scale it up, save money. So she's going to be joining us tomorrow, but she has a show on the Best You TV coming very soon. So this is a very quick little taster of what her show is going to be like. All that coming to the Best You TV. Let me show you just a very quick commercial about the Best You TV, and I'll be right back with you straight away. Thank you so much.
The Best You TV, a TV channel with only the best business leaders and influencers ready to help you rise to the top. Available now on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Google Play. Learn and grow from in-depth interviews, documentaries, inspirational talks, and motivational masterclasses from the world's biggest thought leaders, speakers, teachers, authors, coaches, and highly successful business gurus. The Best You TV is now live.
Yes, the Best You TV is now live, and it's also live. This is being streamed on television on the Best You TV on Roku, Amazon, and Apple TV. So if you've got an Apple TV box, you've got a Roku stick, or you've got an Amazon stick, you can watch us. You can watch us from the comfort of your home. You might be watching this as a recording. It's going to be available on the iOS, so you'll be able to watch it on your phone. You can watch all the amazing content that we have there. And also, additionally to that, it's going to be on the iOS also very soon. So we're very excited about that. We've already got the Best You Expo talks, Inspiring People talks, Inspiring People interviews. We have NLP live talks. We already have that live at the Best You TV. Another show that we have is Dr. Fabrizio Mancini. Now, Dr. Fab, who has spoken in our latest expos, he's originally from Colombia, but brought up in Texas, bilingual. He is, well, he's a doctor who helps people not only coach them, but also in making sure that they take care of themselves with the nutrition, the right food, the right mindset. And he's interviewed all sorts of great people, Dr. Phil, he's worked with Jack Canfield and so many greats. So his show is already on the TV. I'm going to show you a very quick commercial. I'm going to be right back. So you get a bit of a feel of his show now live on the Best You TV.
We are living in unprecedented and uncertain times. Thriving in the New Normal is my new TV show created just for you. Are you aware that while most people are surviving during this new normal, others are thriving like never before? Which one are you? Circumstances have never defined a person. Our responses do. What if you could experience the thoughts and behaviors of some of the most successful people in the world and how they have chosen to respond? Let us help you become the person you were destined to be and not just your current reality. You deserve it. Get ready to thrive. Watch my show now on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Google Play.
So on the hour, literally within 10 minutes, I'm going to be bringing in Darren Winters. Now, he is a trading expert, multimillionaire, and I've attended his course. And look, I've shared this before. I've said it over the last couple of days. Having the right mindset and being super duper confident and learning language skills and whatever it is very important. But being financially independent is even more important. Understanding how to trade, understand how to make your money work for you, to save some money is so important. I can't tell you how many people I meet in the personal development world who are very, very wise and very, very broke. And it's not something you want. So I highly recommend that. And you'll see that we're bringing Darren Winters today and bringing Robert Rohill tomorrow, who's going to be teaching some crypto. The reason I bring this is because I think it's very, very important that you start exploring and understanding and learning new things. And that's why I bring you these guys. So one of the things I was sharing in my latest expo was around one of the documentaries I saw on Netflix called The Minimalist. I'm not sure if you've seen it. I highly recommend that you watch it. And it's this concept, this idea that we don't need as much as we think we need. I've experienced this with my mum. My mum unfortunately died last year. Big loss for me. But, you know, she was just like many of us, you know, collected so many things over the years, shoes and skirts and dresses and all sorts of things, which obviously, you know, we couldn't do anything with. She couldn't take it away. No one can take anything away. And unfortunately, it's life. We spend our lives literally looking for things, buying things, accumulating things, wanting more things. And I think if we've learned anything now, well, one of the things that we've probably learned with COVID is that, look, you're probably okay with a couple of t-shirts and a couple of jeans because that's all you really need. You don't need that much because you're not getting dressed, you're not going out. But the truth is that when all this happened, with my mum, and then I moved to the US, and then I had to move back because of COVID. I really got rid of a lot of things. And then I've got not only rid of a lot of things, unfortunately, I lost a small storage unit I had in the US with all my personal belongings. And that really hit me hard because I didn't really want to lose them. I was actually telling the universe that I wanted to have less things, and I became a nomad. I thought, you know what, I'm going to travel around Europe. I'm just going to have a couple of cases on my motorbike, but I was traveling around Europe. And my intention was not to have many things with me because I'm on the bike. But I left it in storage in the US with the intention of me going back and picking up. I lost that. And I lost, even on my trip, I lost some shoes. I had like 5 or 6 pairs of shoes, and I lost them all. I only had 1 pair of shoes left, I think, or 2. So for me, I really appreciate and understand now, looking at the minimalist and looking at the new economy and appreciating how we affect global warming with what we consume, the amount of water that, bottled water, and how much water is needed to create bottled water. I think 7 liters to create 1 bottle, and how much it hurts the environment to buy a bottle of wine from Argentina for me to drink it on my table, or to buy a t-shirt that costs $20, and bring it from China so I can wear it twice in my life, and so on and so on and so on. Or to have a massive house, which you only need 3 bedrooms, or you need 3 vehicles when you only really need 1. It's this consumption, this mentality, which really was, or the essence of the minimalist is around the idea that we've been brainwashed by all these advertising campaigns for us to want more, be more, have more. Not be more, but have more. And the bottom line is we don't need all that. We don't need all the things that they tell us we need. And I hope that you've learned something from this situation we're going through. And I hope that you start realizing that you don't need as much. And if you don't need as much, maybe you will become happier quicker. Maybe you don't necessarily need to make so much money. But if you do make more money, great. Save more money. Invest more money. Have the financial independence to say, you know what, I don't care if there's another pandemic for another 10 years because I am financially independent and I've got everything that I need. And you don't need that much. So I wanted to explore that with you. I want to leave that with you because I really believe that ultimately we're all here to become the best version of ourselves. We all are. We're all obliged to become the best version of ourselves. And if we become the best version of ourselves, the world is going to become a better place. And my previous panel, we were talking about love. This is a way of you showing love to the planet. If you don't have to have 76 t-shirts, which you're only going to wear, all of them once, well, don't buy them. Don't buy them. Don't buy 16 pairs of shoes when you only need 4. Don't, just because all this is consuming the planet. It's consuming the planet. It's making the environment worse, and it's making the world worse. And if you wanted to throw money, well, why not throw money at a great charity or a great cause? Or why don't you help those that are really in need? Why don't you throw some money at maybe recycling? I don't know. But that's the question I wanted to leave with you, because ultimately I think that wealth comes from being not only financially independent, but not necessarily needing so much. So I wanted to leave you with that thought because it's something that I didn't necessarily share in this event yet. And I thought it's important that you start becoming aware of what you need. Check out the documentary on Netflix called The Minimalist. So look, I'm going to play a 2-minute commercial. We're just going to play a very short video from Life, the Best You. And then I'm going to be back and I'm going to be bringing in early Darren Winters, who's going to be talking about trading. Okay, so just a couple of minutes. We'll be right back.
The Best You Online. Featuring in-depth interviews, motivational talks, and inspiring masterclasses from the world's top experts, motivational speakers, business gurus, and thought leaders. Leaders and influencers from all over the world are here to share their knowledge and skills with you. The Best You Online is a priceless mine of personal development wisdom, knowledge, and practical information to help you take charge of your life and take you, your business, and career beyond where you have always wanted to go. The Best You Online.
Yes, so the Best You Expo, Day 2, Virtual Expo. So Darren Winters is going to be my next guest. Then after that, I've got David Fagan joining me from the US. David Fagan is a marketing genius. He's a phenomenal guy, very knowledgeable. I think he's probably one of the best in the industry. I was in one of his events, the JV Mastermind, recently, so he's going to be joining me today to talk about marketing. How can you become a better marketer? How you can create more revenue? Then after that, I am going to bring Mas Stadaji. And Mas Stadaji is going to be talking about chaos and how we get out of chaos and how we can literally become a better individual. And you know, his whole brand is about literally creating and working with you with this amazing talent that he has, this amazing ability that he has to be able to tap into your exponential, literally, DNA and be able to restructure and position you in the way that you can't even imagine. So he's got millions of followers all over the world, and Matt is going to be joining us in a little while. And that's pretty much going to be the end of today. Now, tomorrow, we've got an amazing lineup as well. We have Lisa Nichols. We've got the amazing Lisa Nichols. What a force. Lisa spoke in our last expo, the virtual expo in Miami. And I loved her. I've seen Lisa. I've seen Lisa on stage. I've seen her, obviously, a lot of her content over the years. She's a powerhouse. She's just probably, if not the best female speaker out there. And additionally to that, well, you know, she's going to be giving away, for any of those that want to join us tomorrow, she's going to be giving away the opportunity for you to be able to be coached by her. All you got to do is be at the talk and you could be one of the lucky winners. So make sure you join us tomorrow. We've got Judy May Murphy as well. Janie Lee Grace has got another panel. And we've got Didi Wong. We have a phenomenal lineup of speakers again tomorrow. So I'm going to play a very quick commercial, and I'm going to be right back. And we'll be back into it. And I'm going to bring Darren Winters on. Thank you. Hi, it's Bernardo Moya. I'm the founder of The Best You. I wanted to share with you my vision, my dream, the concept of The Best You. The well-being industry is worth $3 trillion. Why? Because everyone wants to become the best version of themselves. The well-being industry is massive, but there isn't a place where you could connect with everyone, a place where speakers, authors, leaders could share their expertise, and a place where people that are
this talk is going to be about how to make money from home
for them to connect. So The Best You is a multi-platform, global platform. And what we have is we have a variety of products and services. Our first thing is the Best You Expo. Now, we've been doing this for the last 5 years, and over these last 5 years, we've had close to 70,000 people attend, and we promoted more than 700 speakers. Additionally to that, because we filmed every single event, we have more than 700 talks from world leaders, all in one library of content. Additionally to that, the Best You magazine with interviews with world leaders and experts on any and every subject related to personal and professional growth. And one of the most exciting projects that we're involved in now is the Best You Legacy Clubs. This will become the biggest, largest network for people in personal, professional growth. The Best You is now the fastest growing personal development platform on the planet. And the reason being is because we literally cater for anyone and everyone's needs in the well-being industry. Look, the difference between this event and any other event that you've seen out there is that the Best You has a very clear purpose. Our purpose is to help individuals find ultimately what they're here for, what their legacy is going to be. But we only really work with like-minded individuals. We work with people that believe in the same kind of values that we have. And that is that personal and professional growth is about helping others, not only helping yourself, if you know what I mean. Because there's a lot of that. There's all these events which are literally sales fest. We're not that. If that's what you're looking for, you need to go elsewhere. But if you're interested in working with a brand that has a phenomenal reputation, that is only working with the best, I hope you join us, because this is it.
Now, the Best You personal and professional development virtual expos are happening globally in 2021. If you are a coach, a motivational speaker, a therapist, and are looking to transform your business, build a community, and generate customers from a global audience, this is the opportunity for you. Now is your chance to join forces with the best you, one of the largest personal development brands on the planet. Book your speaking slot, your virtual booth, and get tickets to attend now.
One of the things I frequently say is that we don't think about what we're thinking about. And not only we're not thinking about what we're thinking about, we just have really terrible thoughts. A lot of people just have this terrible internal dialogue, which all they're doing is just being detrimental to themselves. They're saying terrible things to themselves. So the first thing you need to be is you need to be aware. You need to be aware of your thoughts. You need to be able to think what you're thinking about and making sure that what you're thinking about are things that are going to help you, empower you. And that's what I say normally, is that the quality of your life depends on the quality of the questions you ask yourself. If you ask yourself empowering questions, unconsciously you're going to start finding ways in where you can find a solution to that, to go where you want to go. And one of the things I really find interesting and fascinating, that there's so many people that think, but then they think small. Oh my God, why would you? If you're going to think big. It's free. Think big.
Are you sick and tired of struggling to get your career to where you want it to be? Working with the right coach can be a life-changing experience, and Bernardo Moya is changing lives all over the world. Learn how to create revenue streams, attract higher qualified clients consistently, market your brand, and promote your business to a global audience. Bernardo is one of the biggest names in the world of personal development. He is an entrepreneur, an author, a speaker, and a founder and chief inspirational officer of the Best You Corporation. So fast track your career now.
Hey, so I wanted to introduce my next guest, and it's Darren Winters. Darren Winters is a self-made multimillionaire investor and successful entrepreneur. And after learning one-to-one from world's top traders and investors, Darren took it upon himself from a normal job and a mountain of debt to become a multimillionaire in just a few short years. He has now taught thousands of people how anyone can use the same proven yet surprising simple investment strategies to become financially independent, whatever their current situation is. As I said, I have trained with Darren. I've done his course. I think it's absolutely amazing, and I think it's an essential set of skills to learn. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much.
This talk is going to be about how to make money from home in a way that takes very little time and that anyone can do. Doesn't matter on your experience, doesn't matter on your background, anyone can do this. And I would say if you are a bit unsure about this topic or you know nothing about this topic, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to explain this in a really clear, simple way. And also, if you weren't even thinking about learning about this topic, stay with me. It's going to be a really, really incredible session. I've got some great stuff to teach you. What I'm going to do is, in today's training, I'm going to give you some of the best trading and investing strategies in the world. Full, complete strategies, exactly how to do this. And even if you're a complete beginner, I'm going to give you strategies you'll be able to use straight away. Now, I thought to start off with, it would be a good idea to show you what's possible once you get good at this. Once I started to get very good at trading and investing, I taught all of my family how to do this. I taught my children, I taught my wife, I taught my sisters, I taught my brother. And I'm sure, like quite a lot of you, last year, due to this whole corona crisis, we spent quite a bit of time on house lockdown. And my wife was at home. She was spending some time with the children, doing a bit of gardening. She also spent about 30 minutes a day trading. Sometimes a bit more, sometimes a bit less, but about 30 minutes a day. Now, my wife, she hates anything very technical. So she got me to teach her a couple of very simple, but very profitable strategies. And I thought I'd show you my wife's trading results for the first 4 weeks of lockdown. This is doing about 30 minutes a day. I took a screenshot of her trading screen. So have a look at this. My wife's trading results, first 4 weeks of lockdown, doing about 30 minutes a day. She made £95,000 profit in 4 weeks, doing about 30 minutes a day. And that was, so she was averaging over £3,000 profit per day. In today's training, I'm going to teach you some of the exact same strategies that she was using to do that. So you're going to get a lot of great content in today's session. Hopefully you've got a pad and a pen, take some good notes. Really is going to be an incredible training session. So I'm sure a few of you have been aware that when this whole Corona crisis started, stock markets around the world did a big crash down, and they've now bounced back up a long way. And in most cases, the markets are even higher than before the whole Corona crisis started. And I mean, as terrible as this Corona situation is, and I really do hope you and your family have been keeping safe and well, is at times like this, when there's a crisis, when there's kind of chaos around the world, you need to keep a calm head. You need to think sensibly to protect yourself health-wise, but also to protect yourself financially. And right now is probably the biggest opportunity ever to make money in the stock market, the Forex markets, in the cryptocurrency markets. And I believe in every bad situation, there is an opportunity. Right now, I would say it's the biggest opportunity in our lifetime to make money in the markets. And anyone who's been following the news with all these huge moves happening, GameStop and cryptocurrencies, absolutely incredible time to be learning this. If you know the right strategies, huge profits to be made. And that's what we're going to do in today's training. Going to teach you some amazing strategies that have been working very, very well. So your timing to be on the training is fantastic. Best time to be learning this. And what I'll do is, during this talk, I will ask you a few questions. Please do type your answer in the chat window. And then that way I know you're still there, you can still hear me and everything's working fine. And also, the more interactive you are, the better you'll learn as well, the better you'll remember this stuff. So if I ask a question, please type the answer in the chat window. I'll know everything's still working fine. So there are two main ways to make money. The first way is what people who are not investing do. What do people who are not investing do to make money? They work. Yeah, they have a job or they own their own business. And what are they doing? They're exchanging their time for money. And when they get the money, what do they do with it? They spend it on their lifestyle. They pay the rent or the mortgage, the food, the bills. Hopefully at the end of the month, they got a bit left over to enjoy their lifestyle. Now, what's the problem with that situation? What happens to the money? It runs out. Yeah, they got to sacrifice their lifestyle to spend more time, earning more money to pay for their lifestyle. The money runs out. They got to spend more time, earning more money to pay for their lifestyle. That is what we call the financial trap, where you've got to constantly exchange your time for money. Now, maybe you're currently in that situation. Perhaps you have a job or you own your own business and you have to keep on working just to support your lifestyle. And it might be the case that even though you work really hard, you still can't afford to buy the house that you really want to live in, or go on the holiday you want to go on, or drive the car you want to drive, or maybe you just got the stress of trying to pay the bills at the end of the month. That's one situation. The other situation is perhaps you make a lot of money, but you don't have much time. When you do get time off, you're too tired to really enjoy it. Whether you have a job or you own your own business, if you want true financial security, true financial freedom, you need to have a second stream of income where your money is working for you. So it's not taking up more of your time to earn money. And how do we get our money to work for us? By investing. Yeah, so you've got to know this stuff. And you start wherever you are now, and you build up this investment until it's big enough that it's earning you enough money to pay for your lifestyle. You then have all the time you want. You decide whether you work or not. That's what it's all about. That's what today's training is going to be about. I'm going to teach you some exact strategies to get you onto this path. And as I said, I've got some amazing content to share with you today. So take some good notes, great stuff to learn. And I would say learn this for yourself, but also if you have children or grandchildren or relatives or children, learn this so you can teach your kids. Yeah, so they don't have to fall into this financial trap. I started teaching my kids this stuff as soon as they could understand the basics. My daughter is now 16, my son is 18. They're really good investors because I started teaching them whilst they were young. And if you teach your kids whilst they're young, they will get good at this stuff. I think it's so important that we teach kids how to do this. I now run what I call Children's Wealth Days. Oh, that's a picture of my kids trading there. I managed to get one photo of them sitting trading together before they realized I was taking pictures. Then they started messing around and pulling all kinds of faces. But if you teach your kids this whilst they're young, they will get really good at it. I actually think it's so important we teach kids. I now run what I call a Children's Wealth Day, and it's an investment training course only for children. And I teach it completely free of charge. completely free for kids to attend that course, because I just think it's so important that kids learn how to do this. The last Children's Wealth Day that I taught the kids for about 3 hours, taught them a couple of very simple but very profitable strategies. We then had a live trading competition. £10,000 demo accounts, but real prices, real markets. The winner of that competition in 2 hours made over £1,000 profit. So international clients over €1,000 profit, $1,000 profit. Second place, £800 profit. Third place, £700 profit. That was 10, 11-year-old kids in a couple of hours. Anyone can do this if you learn the right strategies. Now, why else is it great to learn trading and investing in the Forex markets, stock markets, cryptocurrency markets? And by the way, for beginners, Forex just means trading currencies. So that's trading the dollar, the pound, the euro. Why else is it great to learn? Even complete beginners can do very well from investing if they're given a proven strategy that works and they follow the steps. Even complete beginners can do very well if they have the right strategies. You can start small. How much money do you need to start investing? £200, €200, $200. That's all you need to get started. And it takes very little time. Some of the best strategies that I use and I teach take just 1 hour a week to invest. And that can be in the evening or the weekend. You've got a full-time job or a business, very easy to run it alongside. And you can make money in any markets. When the markets go up, you can make money. When the markets come down, you can make even more money. It's actually even easier to make money when the markets come down. And when the markets go sideways, you can make money. And as I said right at the start of this talk, right now is probably the best time ever to be learning this. So your timing to be on the training today is fantastic. Really is the best time to be learning. And in the UK, at least, it's tax-free. You can do this through a self-select ISA spread betting account. 100% of your profits tax-free. You make £50,000 profit, you keep it all, zero tax to pay. There aren't many things where you pay zero tax, so that's pretty nice. And anyone can do this. You don't need to be good at maths. You don't need to be good at computers. You just learn a strategy, get good at it, repeat it. And of course, you don't need to find products to sell. You don't need to find clients. You don't need to build websites or databases. Just learn a strategy, get good at it, repeat it. And you can trade from home or anywhere in the world. I like to go on lots of holidays. I usually spend about 6 or 7 months on vacation. Just came back from a month skiing, snowboarding in Switzerland. Before that, I was a month in Caribbean. All you need is an hour a week. Internet connection, can do this from anywhere in the world. So whether I'm on safari with my kids in Kenya, helicopter snowboarding in Japan, I just got to find 1 hour a week. I can do this from anywhere. So how do you get good at investing? First of all, did you know 95% of traders and investors lose money? Did you know that? 95% of traders and investors lose money. When I heard that statistic, I got excited because I thought to myself, where's that huge amount of money going to? And where is that huge amount of money going to? The 5% who know what they're doing. I thought if I can just get into that 5%, that's a huge amount of money coming my way. And it's actually a lot easier than you might think once you know the correct strategies. Now, what's the average investor approach to investing? Average investor, what do? They read a couple of books on investing, maybe. They go online, they try and learn a little bit, maybe. And then what does the average investor do? They take out a big chunk of their life savings, they put it in the stock market, put it in the Forex markets, they cross their fingers, and what normally happens? They normally lose a lot of money pretty fast. When I first started out, I tried the average investor approach, and I lost a lot of money pretty fast. So I thought I better get good at this stuff. And I decided that I wanted to become an outstanding investor. One of the first things I did is I read almost 300 books on trading and investing, on stock market, Forex, commodities, indices, options, cryptocurrencies. I read all the books. I then attended over 30 investment training courses all around the world. And at the time, I didn't have much money. I was borrowing money to go on a lot of these training courses. I paid for a lot of these training courses with my credit cards. And I thought, well, this is an investment in my future. This is going to pay back to me many times. I then tracked down some of the greatest living investors in the world, and I got them to mentor me one-to-one. And I got to learn one-to-one from literally the best investors in the world. I learned one-to-one from the guy who won the World Trading Championships. He started with $10,000. Within 12 months, he turned it into 1.1 million. real money. I spent the afternoon with him, just the two of us, while he showed me how he did that. I learned from a guy who made over £1 million profit from trading in 30 seconds. Louis Borsellino. I spent the day with him, just the two of us, while he showed me how he did that. I'd always wanted to learn about Bollinger Bands, quite a well-known investment indicator. Who did I learn about Bollinger Bands from? John Bollinger, the guy who invented the indicator. That was pretty incredible. I then came back to the UK, live in London, applied everything I'd learned. Within a few years, I was a multi-millionaire. In today's training, I'm going to give you some of the best stuff that I learned through that process. And I've got some really incredible strategies I'm going to share with you today. So take some good notes, it's going to be an amazing session. So let's have a look. What are we going to cover today? Oh, first of all, if you're interested, here's a few more of the people that I learned from. That's me with Rob Hoffman. He won the World Trading Championships 3 times. I spent the afternoon learning his strategies. That's Louis Borsellino. He's the guy who made over £1 million profit in 30 seconds. I spent the afternoon with him learning how he did that. It's John Bollinger, guy who invented Bollinger Bands. Larry Williams went from 10,000 to 1.1 million in 12 months. I spent the day with him, just the two of us, while he showed me how he did that. And I also wanted to learn from anyone who'd become extremely wealthy, however they'd done it. And I'd find some of the wealthiest, most successful people in the world, and I'd learn from them. Actually, out of interest, in the chat window, type yes if you've read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing yes. Oh, wow, okay, loads of yeses, about 100 yeses whizzed past me very quickly there. Yeah, it's a good book. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. I learned Robert's strategies from him personally. I spent some time one-to-one with Richard Branson, multi-billionaire, one of the richest people in the world. I spent some time with him learning his strategies. So I learned from some pretty incredible people. And as I said, over the next few years, made many millions of pounds. In today's training, I'm going to give you some of the best stuff that I learned through this whole process. So, going to be a great session. Let's do this. The all-important question: how do you get good at investing? The first part is to learn some proven strategies that work. And that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to give you some proven strategies that work. Jot them down. You better use them straight away. If you want to get really good at investing, that's the hard part. Because one of the best ways to get really good really fast is find someone who's a very, very good trader and investor and get them to mentor you one-to-one. And that's what I did. I went off around the world. I found the world's top traders, top investors, and I got them to mentor me one-to-one. And that probably is the best way to get really good really fast. But I say that's the hard part to do, because if someone is a very, very good trader and investor, chances are they either charge a heck of a lot of money for one-to-one mentoring, or they just don't offer it at all. So that is pretty hard to do. And before you ask, I do occasionally do one-to-one mentoring, but it's not cheap. I currently charge £30,000 for a single one-to-one mentoring session. And you might think, well, how could I justify charging that amount? Because I know that what I teach the person, they can use to make far, far more than that. And a bit later on in my talk, I'll let you hear from a few of my students. You'll hear the kind of incredible things they've been able to do using these strategies. But I can tell you right now, many, many, many of my students have gone on to make tens of thousands of pounds, hundreds of thousands of pounds, million plus pounds, multi-million pounds. Some of my students have become so successful, they're now semi-famous in their own right. You may have even heard of some of these people. For example, Marcus de Maria, investment multi-millionaire, one of my students. Greg Secker, investment multi-millionaire, one of my students. So let's have a look. This is what I'm going to give you today in today's training. I'm going to give you the smart way to invest. This is a system that I came up with after learning one-to-one from some of the world's top investors. I'm going to share that system with you. I'm going to teach you a sector strategy. Very profitable, very reliable. Most people have no idea about it. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that today. I'm going to show you how to correct the main investment mistakes. I'm also going to give you a simple, high profit, low risk strategy. It's a great one for beginners. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in today's training as well. And I'm going to show you how to protect your capital. And what I would say is, if you have any questions, please save them until the end. And then that way I can check we get time to cover all the strategies. And I can see a lot more people joined us in the last kind of minute or so there. So the people who just joined us, I'll say, hi, I'm Darren, teaching today's session. And for the people who've just joined us, I should say, in today's training, I am going to give you proven strategies that work. I'm literally going to share with you some of the best investment techniques in the world in today's training. So you get a lot of value from this session. Now, to check, I remember to mention it, after today's training, if you want to learn more, you can. We have an online Forex and stock market masterclass training course. It's 100% online, so it's perfect for learning from home. And it's over 16 hours of videos of me personally teaching the very best strategies, very best techniques I learned from the world trading champions. It's my life work. I've spent over 20 years finding the very best strategies, the very best techniques. I worked out I spent over £100,000 of my money learning this stuff. In this online training program, you get everything, all the best strategies, all the best techniques. Really is an incredible training course. And I teach in a very clear, simple way. So even complete beginners, you'll understand. I'm actually very proud of that training. I truly believe it's the best online investment training program in the world. And you'll be learning the same techniques and strategies that I've taught thousands of other people how to invest successfully. It's actually the most popular investment training course in Europe. Over 10,000 people have completed our course, and we now have clients all over the world. And it's been the most popular for over 15 years. It actually won Best Investment Training Course for 3 years in a row. And as well as the online training program, after each lesson, you get an online live questions and answer session with me personally. So you can ask me your individual questions and I answer them directly to you. So it's an incredibly effective way to learn. If you're interested in that training, the investment for it, £4,997 with no offers and no discounts. It's not the cheapest course, but it's the best. And sometimes I'm asked, well, Darren, why do you run a training company? It takes very little of my time. I think investing is a really valuable skill that people need to know, and it's another stream of income. So it makes a lot of sense. So let me give you this first strategy. This first strategy, sector strategy, very profitable, very reliable. Hardly anybody knows it. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. So, first of all, I should say, during my talk today, I'll show you different examples. Some will be in pounds, British pounds. Some might be in euros. I might even have some in dollars. So just to check everyone's familiar with the conversion. At the moment, a pound is almost the same as a euro, is worth almost the same, a little bit more. And a euro is worth almost the same as a dollar. So a pound, a euro, a dollar, they're all pretty similar at the moment. A pound is worth a bit more. Yeah. So when you're looking at my examples, you know the conversions there. And I know today we got people on this training from all over the world. Whatever country you live in, these strategies work just as well. I have lots of clients in the UK. I have lots of clients in Europe. I also have lots of clients in South Africa, Middle East, Asia, America, Canada, Australia. These strategies work just as well, whatever country you live in. And let's do this first one. First strategy, sector strategy. What influences your share price or your stock price? And by the way, stock and share, that means the same thing. Stock price or share price means the same thing. So what influences your company's share price or stock price? Certainly what happens to the whole economy will affect your company's stock price. What happens to the market will affect your company's stock price. What happens to the sector will affect your company's stock price. Anybody give me an example of a sector in the chat window? Sector, just type it in if you know. An example of a sector in the chat window. Okay, I'm seeing retail, health, pharmaceuticals, energy, transportation, technology, okay, retail, energy, health. Okay, lots of examples whizzing past me there. Okay, good examples. So a sector is a big group of similar companies. And then within the sector, we have the smaller bits, which are the industries. So you've got the great big technology sector. Within it, you've got the smaller bits, computer software industry, computer hardware industry, and then you've got the company itself. The question is, how much influence does the market sector industry have on what happens to your company's stock price? And the answer is a lot. About 80% of what happens to your company's stock price is dependent on the market sector industry that's in. So what I'm going to do is, I'm now going to give you a strategy that uses this principle to generate some pretty incredible profits. And this is going to take me a couple of minutes to explain. Stick with me. You will definitely want to know this strategy. Very powerful, very profitable. So let's have a look. Economic cycle, two main stages, boom and bust. Sometimes we call this expansion contraction. It's just a fancy word for the same thing. it's useful to break this into 5 stages. We break the boom stage into 3 bits: early expansion, middle expansion, late expansion. We break the bust bit into 2 bits: early contraction, late contraction. Now, how can we use this to make a lot of money investing? This is how. Certain types of company tend to do very well at certain stages in the economy. For example, technology companies, they tend to do very well just here at early expansion. Healthcare companies, they tend to do very well just here at early contraction. So if we know what stage of the economy we're coming into, we can buy the right types of company, the companies that are supposed to do well at that stage. So actually, let me just check everyone's following along so far. This is going to be the interactive part of my talk. So I want to hear an answer from everybody in the chat window. If we were just coming into early expansion, type in, what types of company do we want to buy? Early expansion, type it in. So I'm seeing tech, technology, tech, Apple, so I'm saying Google, technology, Facebook, Apple, Zoom. Okay, yeah, lots of good examples there. So basically any tech companies should do well at that stage. What about if we were just coming into the early contraction stage? Type into the chat window, what types of company do we want to buy? Come into early contraction, we want to buy, yeah, I'm seeing healthcare, hospitals, someone saying vaccines, health, Pfizer, someone said. Okay, yeah, good examples there. So anything related to healthcare is supposed to do well at that stage. Now, before I give you the strategy, I'm going to tell you which companies do well at each of these stages. So at each of the 5 stages, which types of companies should I invest in? At early expansion, capital goods tend to do very well, technology and transportation companies. At middle expansion, capital goods still tend to do very well. At late expansion, energy companies, basic materials, and consumer staple. Anybody give me an example of consumer staple in the chat window? What type of thing is it? Okay, I'm seeing food, supermarkets. So I'm saying cosmetics. Yeah, good examples there. So consumer staple is things that we use all the time. So food, healthcare, cosmetics, alcohol, tobacco, they're all consumer staple. And then we have early contraction, consumer staples still do well. Utilities, anyone give me an example of utilities? What kind of thing is that? Yeah, I'm seeing electric, gas, water, yeah, energy, someone saying, yeah, all good examples. So it's like the services we use in the home. And then late contraction, financials, consumer, cyclical tend to do very well. So we know that if we're coming into a new stage, we're going to buy the right types of company, the companies that are supposed to do well at that stage. So we're coming into a new stage, we're going to buy the right types of company. So the all important question is, well, it's kind of 2 questions. One is, where are we now? But an even better question is, how do we know when we're coming into a new stage? Because if you know how to do this, you'll be able to do it all the time. There are 3 main steps to doing this. I'm going to give you the first one now because it's a quick, rough way to do it, and it'd be enough to get you started so you can start making money on this. What you do is you go to the Financial Times website, the FT website, or you could buy a copy of the Financial Times newspaper, and there's a section in there called Leaders and Laggards that looks like this. And it lists all the sectors. At the top of the list, the sectors have gone up the most. Bottom of the list, sectors have gone down the most. And what you do is you look at about the top kind of 10 or 12 sectors and you say which types of sector have been doing the best. And in this example, we've got health, personal care, pharmaceuticals, tobacco, food and drug retail. They're all what we call consumer staple. We then had water, gas, utilities. They're all what we call utilities. So consumer staple utilities were doing very well. Consumer staple utilities doing very well. Whereabouts were we? Early contraction. Yeah, that's exactly where we were. It took about 5 seconds, look at the FT, to work that out. I'll give you another way to do this. If you go to this website, marketwatch.com, there's a free tool on there called a sector heat map, which looks like this. And each of these big rectangles with a thick white outline is a sector. So you've got the energy sector, financial sector, healthcare sector, consumer cyclical, technology sector. Each of the smaller rectangles is a company. The brighter green the rectangle, the more the company's stock price has gone up. Brighter red the rectangle, more the company's stock price has gone down. Now, we use this in quite a sophisticated way. We say to ourselves, which of the sectors is greenest? That's it. Which of the sectors is greenest? And in this example, nearly all the squares in consumer cyclical green. Half of technology is taking off in a really big way. Consumer cyclical, half of technology. Whereabouts were we? Swapping over between these two stages. Yeah. So what types of company would you want to buy? Capital goods, technology, transportation, because they're supposed to do well at that stage. Now, let me show you a real example of the kind of huge profits you can make using this strategy. As a real example, we did this research a couple of years ago. We found out we were just coming into the early contraction stage of the economy. It was very obvious. Everything was saying just coming into early contraction. And if you do all three steps, you get very good at the timing. So you can get in just at the start of the stage. You can get out just at the end of the stage. So we found out coming into early contraction, we found out what are the sectors that are supposed to do well at that stage. Consumer staple, utilities supposed to do well. We then found out what are the industries within these sectors, what are the smaller bits. So the industries in consumer staple are hospital management companies, beverage companies, tobacco companies. In utilities, the smaller bits are electric companies, natural gas, water, etc. So we found out we're coming into this stage. We found out the types of company that are supposed to do well at that stage. What are we going to do next? We're going to buy stocks and shares in these types of company because they're supposed to do well at that stage. Now, I'm going to show you a real example what happened next. Rather than show you individual companies, I'm going to show you what happened to these whole industries on average. So you can see what happened to every industry on average. So hospital management companies were supposed to do well. Red line is a stock market plummeting. Blue line, hospital management companies went up over 100% profit in a year on average. They were supposed to do that, no surprise. So that means if you bought a random company in the right industry, you made 100% profit in a year. It was supposed to do that. Let's look at another one. Electric company supposed to do well. Market goes down. Electric industry went up over 70% profit in a year on average. It was supposed to do that. Beverages supposed to do well. Went up over 50% profit in a year. Natural gas supposed to do well, went up over 60% profit in a year on average. Tobacco supposed to do well, went up 140% profit in a year on average. That's how much you made if you closed your eyes and picked a random company in the right industry. Now, do we just want to close our eyes and make 140% return in a year? A few people say yes. Well, yes. But that's how much you made if you picked a random company in the right industry, yeah? What could we do that's even better? We could pick a good company in a good industry. Good company, good industry, 475% profit in a year, 500% profit in a year. When I learned this stuff, it totally turned my investing around. Where do you learn about this? I've read over 300 books on investing. I didn't read it in any of those. I've attended over 30 investment training courses. I didn't learn it on any of those. I learned this after being mentored one-to-one by some of the world's top investors. They were all using this stuff. Most people have no idea about this. So if you're a beginner, you now have a massive advantage over most people. If you're already investing, you've got to start using this. It's so powerful, it really is. Now, in this example here, I put 2,000 becomes 12,000 in a year. £10,000 profit for 45 minutes work. Let me just check. Type a yes into the chat window if you would like £10,000 for 45 minutes work. Give me a yes. Okay, good. A lot of yeses there. It looks like a couple of hundred yeses whizzing past me there. Okay, good. Because once you get good at this strategy, you can do that kind of thing. Now, in this example, 500% profit in a year. In reality, is the return going to be quite that big? No, probably not. You might miss the start of the stage. You might miss the end of the stage. What if you only made 200% return in a year? Would that still be okay? Well, yeah, of course. And real trades, real money. Do people make these kind of returns using this strategy? 500% profit in a year? Well, yeah, of course they do. Here's some of our course graduates, 500% profit in a year. I attended the course over a year ago. I started with £2,000. I now have well over £10,000 profit using what I was teaching you just there. Plus a couple of extra steps you learned on the course. None of our course graduates, 3,000 to 47,000 in 9 weeks. Between a period of 8 to 9 weeks, I made my 3,000 initial investment go to £47,000. using what I was teaching you just there, with a couple of extra things he learned on the course. None of our course graduates, 242% profit in 8 months just using these strategies. Now, I'm going to teach you another strategy. Very profitable, very simple strategy, great one for beginners. First of all, before I teach you this next strategy, I have a question for you. Type yes if you are feeling lucky today. Type yes if you're feeling lucky today. Type in the chat. Okay, yes, yes, yes. Okay, wow, lots of yeses. Yes, 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 yes. Cool. Looks like, again, that must have been a couple of hundred yeses whizzing past me there. What I'm going to do is, before the end of this talk, I'm going to give one of you the chance to get my trading watch list for free. Now, what is this? This is the list of exactly what I'm looking to trade. And I put their value £5,000. I currently have 43 people who've paid me £5,000 each to get hold of my watch list. What I'm going to do is, before the end of this talk, I'm going to give one of you the chance to get that for free. And for that person, each week for 12 weeks, I'm going to send you my trading watch list for UK shares, up trades and down trades, American stocks and shares, up trades and down trades, right up to date, exactly what I'm looking to trade, and for Forex trades. Now, I would say whatever country you live in, you can trade any of these things. Yeah. So, for example, I live in the UK quite often. I trade American stocks and shares. If you live in, I don't know, Netherlands, you can trade UK stocks and shares. You can trade these wherever you live in the world. And as I said, I've currently got 43 people paid me £5,000 each to get hold of my watch list. Why do those people think it's worth paying me £5,000 for my watch list? Two main reasons. First one is, by seeing what I'm looking to trade each week, that's a great way to learn. And you can start to get pretty good pretty fast just by watching what I'm doing. The second reason is, what quite a few of these people are doing is they're just copying my trades. And quite a few of these people are making a lot more than this just copying my trades. For example, this guy, £8,000 profit using Darren's watch list. I use trades from Darren's watch list. I'm up £8,000 on a pot of 10,000 in 4 months. Pretty much just copying my trades. So even if you know nothing about investing, you could make a lot of money using my watch list. It's well worth the £5,000, but I'm going to give one of you the chance to get that for free before the end of this talk. Now, let's talk about the investment rules. Actually, first of all, I have a question for you. In the chat window, you can type your answer. How much money is there in the stock markets? Type your answer. How much money is there in the stock markets? Okay, I'm seeing millions, 5 billion, trillions, 3 trillion, 10 trillion, 15 trillion. Okay, I'll tell you how much. There is enough for all of us, that's for sure. If you take into account the main American markets, that's over $30 trillion. That's without even including the Forex markets. Let me just check before we continue. Type yes if you would like a share of $30 trillion. Okay, good. It would be a short presentation otherwise. Now, the markets are a bit like a big bank safe. All the money's there, but most people don't know the correct combination code or sequence of steps to get the money out of the markets. If you were standing in front of the bank safe and the safe door is closed and someone says you can have all the money out of the safe if you can get it out, and here's the combination code, is that easy? Well, yeah, of course. If you've got the combination code, it's easy. What about if you don't have the combination code? Is that a bit trickier? Yeah, a bit trickier. Most people don't know the combination code to get the money out of the markets. I've now been investing for over 20 years. The first couple of years I spent learning the combination code. I worked out I spent over £100,000 of my money learning the combination code to get the money out of the markets. As I said, I went off around the world. I found the world's top traders, top investors, and I got them to mentor me one-to-one. And some of these people I had to pay a lot of money. One guy, I paid £20,000 for him to teach me for 4 hours a month. So £20,000, I got 1 hour a week on the telephone. Now, who thinks that was a good deal? £20,000 for an hour a week on the telephone. What do you reckon? Depends what I learn, yeah? I can tell you, using what he taught me, over the next few years, I made several £100,000. So was it a good deal, yes or no? Well, yeah, of course. Any good investor knows the important thing is not how much something costs, it's how much it's worth. And it's certainly worth me paying that guy £20,000 to teach me. Now, I'm going to cover the first part of the combination code. There are 6 main mistakes that traders and investors make. And I discovered that this is the combination code. The combination code is once you correct these 6 mistakes, you can start getting consistent big money from the markets. And the first mistake people make is not using the correct investment indicators. Now, for beginners, what is an investment indicator? It's something related to the price that we use to help us tell what's going to happen next to the price. So actually, let's do a non-investing example. Let's say time of day. Time of day is an indicator for how many cars are on the road. If it's Monday morning, 8:30 in a busy city, are there going to be lots of cars on the road? Well, yeah, of course. What about if it's 11:30 Monday morning? Are there likely to be less cars on the road? Yeah. So time of day is an indicator for how many cars are on the road. An investment indicator, something related to the price, we use to help us tell what's going to happen next to the price. So in this example, we have this, the black kind of squiggly line there, that's the price at the top there. The black kind of wiggly line there, that's the indicator. That indicator is called RSI. Now, you need to use the right settings, but let me just explain how this works. When the black indicator line crosses above the red line, it tells us to buy. So just here, black indicator line crosses above the red line, just there, that tells us to buy. So we buy just there. When the black indicator line crosses below the red line, it tells us to sell. So it told us to sell just there. And that's a real example. You would have made nice profit on that trade. Let's do another one. So black indicator line crosses above the red line just here, tells us to buy just there. And the black indicator line crosses below the red line here, tells us to sell. And again, there's another real example. You would have made nice profit on that trade. Let's do one more. Black indicator line crosses above the red line just here, so it tells us to buy. And it's still above the line, so we'd still be in that trade. You'd still be making money on that trade. Yeah, fairly easy so far. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a test now. Just a quick test, check you're following along. So what I want you to do is in the chat window, type the letter B when we should buy. Okay, lots of people typing B. Okay, good. As soon as it crosses above, that's where we're going to buy. So lots of people got that just there. And now type sell when we should sell. Type the word sell when we should sell. No, we'd still be in the trade, yeah? It hasn't crossed back below the red line, so we're still in the trade, still making money on that one. Let's do one more. Type B when we should buy. Now, a couple of people type B there, not quite, yeah? You're very close, but it actually has to go above the line. So let's keep going. Okay, yeah, you got it. Loads of people typing B. Yeah, it's above the line now, so we're going to buy just there. And type sell when we should sell. Yeah, it looks like just there. Yeah, definitely just there. So we sell just there. And again, another real example, you would have made nice profit on that one. Now, was that fairly easy to learn? Yeah, that was pretty easy to learn. There are 4 other main indicators that I use. They're all just as simple to learn. This stuff is easy. Now, you might be thinking, well, if it's this easy, why doesn't everybody do it? Because most people don't know the combination code. They don't know what settings to use. They don't know what indicators to use. They don't know this stuff. Once you know it is easy, anyone can do it. Now, of course, you've got to do the practice so you get good, but it's easy to learn this stuff. Now, in a moment, I'm going to give you another strategy. Very profitable strategy. It's one of my favorite ones, actually. A great one for beginners as well. I'll give you that strategy in just a second. First of all, I have another question for you. Type yes in the chat window if you are feeling really lucky today. Who's feeling really lucky today? So type a yes if you are. Okay, wow, there's a lot of yeses there. Again, it looks like several hundred yeses whiz past very quickly. Okay, excellent. What I'm going to do is, before the end of my talk, I'm going to give one of you the chance to attend our Investment Success 3-day live event for free. Now, this is, and I'll actually give you and a guest a chance to attend that for free. Now, because of the whole Corona situation at the moment, we can't run the live event, but I'm sure we'll be able to fairly soon. And as soon as we can, I'm going to give one of you the chance to attend that for free. Normally, 2 tickets to that would be £5,000. Many people have already bought 2 tickets from us for £5,000. They were very glad they did. It's well worth it. But I'll give one of you the chance to get that for free before the end of this talk. And what happens is we hold that in our office, and on day one in the morning, we make sure complete beginners, you know exactly what to do. You've got everything set up correctly. You know how to get started. And then over the next kind of 2.5 days, we cover the strategies. You see real examples. You do practical exercises. Very powerful training course. We've actually won many awards for the best investment training course. And as I said, it's well worth the £5,000. What I'm going to do is, before the end of the talk, I'm going to give one of you the chance to get that for free. Now, we just covered the first part of the combination code, which is indicators. There are 5 other parts to the combination code. They're all just as simple to learn. When you know all 6 parts of the combination code, what happens to the safe door? It opens, and you can start getting consistent big money from the markets. Now, I was thinking about this, and I thought, well, for me to master the combination code, it cost me several years of my life. It cost me over £100,000 of my money, but once I knew it, it was easy. Anyone could do it. And I thought, what would be the best way to teach other people the combination code so they could master it in the quickest, easiest way possible? And I thought the best way to do this is I'll get a lot of people to send me in trades. I'll analyze their trades, and I'll record some videos. And on those videos, I'll point out anywhere where they made one of these 6 main mistakes. And I'll show them exactly how to correct it, how to do it right the next time. And I thought, if I point out these 6 mistakes enough times and people watch the videos, they'll know exactly how to do this. And I thought, if I do the project properly, I probably need about 24 trades to look through. And if I do the project properly, I can probably record maybe 4 trade analysis videos a day, because I've got to look at the person's trade, see where they made a mistake, record the video, tell them how to correct it. I thought I can probably do 4 videos a day. 24 trades, 4 videos a day. The project would take me 6 days to complete. Now, I mentioned earlier, I currently charge £30,000 for a single one-to-one mentoring session. So I thought, if I just do 1 mentoring session a day for 6 days, that's £180,000. 6 days of my time is worth about £180,000. I thought, if I spend the 6 days producing this product, is anyone going to pay me £180,000 for it? And I thought, well, I don't know. And I produced it anyway. I produced this product, 24 trade analysis videos, told all my clients about it. And I also told them how much I thought it was worth. I said, I spent over £100,000 learning this stuff. It took me 6 days to produce this product. 6 days of my time is worth about £180,000. I said, I reckon this product is worth several £100,000. I said, make me an offer. One small group of investors paid me £130,000 to get hold of these 24 videos. I'll show you what they got for their money. They got the 24 trade analysis videos on 8 memory sticks. They got 1 mentoring session, 1 group mentoring session with me, and they got a couple of other training videos. But the main thing they were after were these 24 trade analysis videos. Now, a couple of months later, another small group of investors heard about this product. They also heard about the results the first group were getting. A second group of investors paid me £130,000 to get hold of these 24 videos. They got the same thing as the first group. But what I thought with this second group, they obviously know the value of these 24 videos. I know the value of these 24 videos, but I thought it doesn't really do it justice giving them their videos on 8 plastic multicolored memory sticks. I thought for this second group, I'm going to do something even better. And what I did is, for the second group, I gave them their 24 trade analysis videos on a 24 karat gold plated memory stick. I thought that's more like it. That shows the real value of what they're getting. And I worked out how much they paid to get hold of these 24 videos. As I said, a group or a one-to-one mentoring, I currently charge £30,000. So they basically paid £100,000 to get hold of these 24 videos. Now, you might think, well, that's a lot of money to pay for just 24 videos. The question is, was it worth it? I can tell you right now, from the early feedback from the group, I'm guessing they've already made over £1 million using what they learned on those videos. Within 4 weeks, one of the group made over £50,000 profit. Within 8 weeks, another group made over £100,000 profit. That was £150,000 profit in their first 8 weeks. In total, they paid me £130,000. So they were already up within 8 weeks. As I said earlier, any good investor knows the important thing is not how much something costs, is how much it's worth. And it's certainly worth those guys paying me, well, over £100,000 to get hold of those videos. I kept one of these for myself. I thought this is so valuable. I want to keep one for myself. I have on my desk here. Let me show you this. This is the 24 karat gold plated memory stick with the 24 trade analysis videos on. I mean, two small groups of investors paid me over £100,000 to get hold of this. The real value is what's on here, which is the techniques, the strategies to get consistent, good returns from the markets. That's my copy. I'll keep that nice and safe. Now, this next strategy that I'm going to teach you, this is, as I said, this is one of my favorite strategies. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Actually, before I teach you this next strategy, we've been sitting kind of still for a while. Let's get the energy back up, ready for this next strategy. You can stay sitting down, but let's just do a quick stretch. I'll do this with you. Get the energy back up, ready for this next strategy. So let's do a quick stretch to the left. Oh, feels good. And a stretch to the right. Oh, that's good. And let's roll the shoulders back. Oh, that's good. And shoulders forwards. Yeah, nice. And head to the left. And head to the right. And deep breath in. And out. And in. And out. Okay, feels good. You ready for this? Let's do it. So this next strategy. I was invited to speak at an investment conference a while back, and I turned up at the conference room. Maybe it was probably a couple of hours early. Didn't really have anything to do. I was sitting at the back of the room, waiting to go on stage and give my talk. And as I didn't really have anything to do, what I did is I got out my phone and I traded the strategy that I'm about to teach you. And sitting at the back of the room, waiting to give my talk, trading on my phone. In a couple of hours, I made over £12,000 profit. I'm going to teach you that strategy in just a second. I think I actually took a screenshot on my phone. Let me see if I can show you this. Yeah, there you go. So you can see the trades I did. I did 3 trades, £4,000, £4,000, £4,000 profit. So that was £12,000 profit. And that was all on the same day while I was waiting to give my talk at a conference. That was just in a couple of hours. And in order to do those size of trades, you could have done it with an account size of about £50,000. Now you might say, well, I don't have £50,000. That's okay. What about if you had £5,000? It means you would have made £1,200 profit in just a couple of hours. Still pretty nice, yeah? What about if you only had £500 profit? Oh, sorry, £500 account. It means you would have made £120 profit in just a couple of hours, yeah? So just adjust it for whatever size you're starting with. Now, I'm going to teach you that strategy in just a moment. Another strategy that I use, I call my summer holiday strategy or my summer vacation strategy, because the first time I used this strategy, which was in 2019, I used it to pay for my summer holidays. And I thought I'd show you some of the trades from my summer holiday strategy. So here's my trades. You can see that was the first week of June, just coming into the start of the summer. And there's the trades that I did. That week, using the summer holiday strategy, I did 13 trades. I got 12 out of 13 correct. The 13th was break even, 0 there. I did a total of 45 minutes work that week. And using my summer holiday strategy, I made £97,000 profit in 1 week. I then went on holiday. I went to Portugal, stayed in a beautiful villa in Portugal. I then went to Italy. I stayed in Fregene. I hired a beautiful villa right by the beach. I had a great month's holiday. Came back to UK, did another week's trading. And there's my trades. You can see that's kind of mid-July when I got back. There's my trades. I did 14 trades. I got 14 out of 14 correct. Total work that week, 45 minutes. Strategy that week, I made £286,000 profit. So my total for those 2 weeks up to 384,000. I then went on holiday for another month. This time I went to Turkey. I went to Bodrum, stayed in the best 5-star hotel. I had the best suite. Took my family with me. That's my son resting by the pool there. I also went to Marbella in Spain. Had a wonderful time there. Had a great month's holiday. Came back to the UK. Did another week's trading. Got 6 out of 6 correct. Total work 30 minutes. That week I made £106,000 profit. Took my total for those 3 weeks up to 490,000 profit. Now, you might be thinking, well, Darren, that's okay for you. You're good at this. What about someone else? I taught one of my team how to do this strategy just before I went on holiday. He'd never seen it before. I taught him the strategy for about 2 hours. 1 week later, he sent me this WhatsApp message. First week's results, 30 out of 30 wins. 4 days trading, £1,300 profit. He'd never seen the strategy before. I taught him it for 2 hours and he got 30 out of 30 trades correct. Anyone can do this if you learn the right strategies. Now, let me teach you this first strategy. This is called a channeling strategy. Quite often prices will bounce up and down in a very regular, uniform way. And when they do that, we call it channeling. And what happens is when the price gets near to this invisible level here, which we call support, it tends to bounce and go up. When the price gets near this invisible level here, called resistance, it tends to bounce and go down. If you saw the price doing that kind of pattern, when would you want to buy it? Type into the chat window. When would you want to buy it? You're going to buy it when it's close to, yeah, you can see support, support. Yeah, okay, we're going to buy it there somewhere. Yeah. And when would you want to sell it? Type into the chat window. We want to sell it when it's close to, yeah, yeah, RR, yeah, okay, we're going to sell it up here somewhere. Yeah. Now, right now, whatever country you live in, there are stocks and shares doing this channeling pattern. There always are. Forex trades quite often do this. Cryptocurrencies quite often do this. Let me show you a few examples. This is a Forex example, Australian dollar, US dollar, doing a nice channel. So what do? We buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, which was a nice trade. Anybody heard of this little company? That's Microsoft doing a channel. So what do? We buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, and make money as it comes down. In the online training program, I teach you how to make money as it comes down as well, just as easy to do. If you traded that channel, 150% profit in a year. Another channel, I think this was a UK share. What do? You buy here, make money. Buy here, make money. Buy here, make money. Buy here, make money. That one, 70% profit in 5 months trading that channel. Another channel, what do? 60% profit in 6 months if you traded that one. Another channel, 140% profit in 7 months if you traded that one. 2,000 would have become almost 5,000 if you traded that one. Now, 140% return in 7 months, that's a pretty good return, yeah? Sometimes channels do even better than that. Here's a channel from a while ago. Each of these bounces was about 50% return. This one did 180% profit in a month. 2,000 would have become over 5,000 in a month if you traded that one. Now, I hope you're thinking a couple of things. One of them is, well, this channeling stuff looks very easy. It looks very profitable, and I'd like to do it. I hope you are thinking that because it is. But I also hope you're thinking something else. And that is, well, I bet as soon as I do it, what happens? It stops channeling and it goes down. Could that happen? Well, yes, of course it could. So I'm going to give you an excellent way to protect yourself from that happening. If you want to write this down, what I do is I use an indicator called ROC. And you'll find it on any of the big free financial websites. ROC, the setting is a 14-day setting. And what you do is you get the computer to draw the indicator for you. If the indicator ever makes a lower bottom than the one before, you don't do the trade. And that will protect you in about 80 to 90% of the cases. This then becomes a highly profitable, highly reliable strategy. And in the online training, I'll show you exactly how to do this strategy. Very simple, yeah? Now, and again, real trades, real money. Do people make these kind of returns using this strategy? Well, yes, of course they do. Another of our course graduates, 6,000 profit from channeling. From an initial stake of £1,000, I generated a return of 6,000 over 2 months. The technique I was using was channeling along with your recommended indicator. So this guy started with £1,000, did channeling, 2 months later, £6,000 profit. Now, if you started with £1,000 today, and in 2 months' time you've made £6,000 profit, would you be fairly happy with that? Yes or no? It's a pretty good return, yeah? And you can do that kind of thing once you get good at this strategy. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to teach you what is probably the most important technique you'll ever learn in investing. I'm going to give you that in just a couple of minutes' time. I would say it's the #1 most important thing you'll ever learn in investing. Actually, it's so important. What I'm about to teach you is so important that if it's the only thing you learn from coming on this training today, it would have been worth you coming on the training. Going to give you that in just a couple of minutes' time. First of all, I thought it might be a good idea to share with you what some of our course graduates have been doing. Going to play a very short video now, some of our course graduates. What I think I'll do is I'll just play the first 10 seconds of the video, and then I'll pause it and I'll kind of summarize for you, be a bit quicker that way. So have a look at this, some of our course graduates. I'll play 10 seconds and then I'll pause the video and I'll summarize.
I'm Martin Bristow. I started off with £4,000. I've doubled that, in fact, more than doubled that in 2 years. I've made £8,000 profit.
I'm Nikas Snevins. I've been trading CFD for the last 2 months. I started with an initial capital of 14,000. And within 3 months, I nearly doubled that into 28,000.
Hi there, my name's Arvinder Aulak. Basically, I started off with £250 and with using some of Darren's strategies.
Okay, I'll pause it there. If you want to see the full video, it's on our website. You can watch all of that. They're real people, they did those things. But let me just summarize so it's a bit quicker. What I really want to show you is we have clients from all over the world with all different jobs, all different backgrounds, all different start amounts. Actually, let me, probably easier if I just do the summary. So let's have a look at this. This guy here, student, he started with £4,000. So international clients, that's just over 4,000 euros, just over 4,000 US dollars, turned it into 12,000 in 2 years. Fantastic return. This guy, an accountant, started with 14,000, turned it into 28,000 in 3 months. I taught this guy how to grow an account very fast, and he practiced, got a great result there. This guy, a student, started with a small amount, £250, turned it into 1,500 in 3 months. I taught him a strategy for growing a small account fast, and he applied it really well, a great result. This guy, dentist, 2,000 to 10,000 in 3 months, great return. This lady, housewife, vet, part-time vet, complete beginner, never traded before, 30% return on her trades. This guy, 88 successful trades out of 94. I taught him a very reliable strategy and he practiced, got good at it, great return. I mean, great result, I should say, 88 out of 94 trades, correct. This guy, 30% return on his trades. This lady, 2,000 profit in a day. And she then says, and it actually got even better going forwards. This guy, 11,000 to 36,000 in a year. This guy, 12,000 profit. He started with 5,000 in his first year, made 12,000 profit. This guy you saw on one of the slides, designer, 3,000 to 47,000 in 9 weeks, which is a fantastic return. This guy started with £5,000. Using the strategies, he paid off £30,000 of debt, and he made enough money to cover his mortgage every month and enough money to go on 3 really good holidays every year. And really, one of the things I want to show you by going through all of those slides there is nearly everybody you saw there was a complete beginner before they did the training course, knew nothing about investing. But it's a bit like if you want to make a cake and you have the recipe, if you follow the steps, you can make the cake. With investing, even if you know nothing about investing, if you're given a proven strategy that works and you follow the steps, you can get some great results if you're given the right strategy. This is how I was able to work with 10, 11-year-old children and have them making money within a couple of hours, because I said to the kids, I said, look, here's a strategy that works. I said, just follow the steps. And they just copied the steps. And a lot of that group, a lot of those kids were making money in just a couple of hours. Anyone can do this if you're given the right strategies. And in the online training program, I'm going to teach you exactly the same strategies that I taught these people. Yeah, anyone can do this. Now, let me give you this technique. As I said, this is probably the most important technique you'll ever learn in investing. And that's this. You've got to let your profits run and cut your losses short. What do most investors do? Most investors do the exact opposite. So I'm going to show you how to do it the right way around. And in this example, price came down, bounced once, bounced twice at about the same level. If the price bounces at about the same level twice, we call that a double bottom chart pattern. It's a very simple, very basic chart pattern. And it means that the price is now more likely to go up than go down. So just here, this is actually a good place to buy. This is a very sensible place to buy. And what we do is as soon as we buy, we're going to place a sell stop just here. Now for beginners, what is a sell stop? It's an automatic order to get you out of the trade if the price drops down to that level. So if the price drops down to here, it's going to be sold automatically. Now, anybody in the chat window, tell me, why would we use a sell stop? Type into the chat window, why would you use a sell stop? Okay, I'm seeing protect capital, minimize loss, minimize risk. Okay, yeah, good. You got it, cut losses. Okay, excellent. So if the price drops down to there, it's going to be sold automatically. As the price goes up, as soon as we get another price bottom, we're going to cancel the sell stop. We're going to move it up to here. Price goes up, we get another price bottom. We cancel this sell stop, we move it up to here. Price goes up, we get another price bottom. We cancel this sell stop, we move it up to here. What's the biggest loss we could make on that trade? Biggest loss is we buy it, it immediately drops, it goes to our sell stop, it's sold automatically, we have a limited loss. What's the biggest profit we can make on that trade? Anybody tell me in the chat window? Biggest profit we can make on that trade? Yeah, see, unlimited, yeah? Unlimited profit, limited loss. That's how you got to be investing, yeah? Most investors have no idea about that. If you're a beginner, you now have a massive advantage over most people. If you're already investing, you've got to start using this. Whether you want to do long-term investing, medium-term, day trading, you've got to be using this. If you want to do stocks and shares, you want to do Forex, you want to do commodities, you want to do cryptocurrencies, you've got to be using this. It's so important. Now, trading psychology and the wealth mindset. Occasionally, when I talk about wealth psychology, someone will say to me, I don't care about the wealth psychology. Just give me the strategies. They're usually the people that don't do very well. Yeah, you've got to get the right wealth mindset. So I'm going to teach you a couple of the most important bits on this. First one, two main trading emotions are fear and greed. Going to give you a couple of really good ways to overcome these. So first one, make your investment decisions when the markets are closed, in the evenings or the weekend, because if you make your investment decisions out of hours when the market's closed, you'll make far more sensible, far more profitable decisions. Now, if you want to do day trading, that's fine. But what happens is when the markets are open and prices are moving up and down like this, it can be very emotional. So get good at making your investment decisions out of hours first. And then once you're good, you can do some day trading, and that's fantastic as well. The other way to overcome this fear and greed is, like we just talked about, using sell stops, yeah? So place this first sell stop, yeah, under the price bottom. That's to protect your capital. And then as the price moves up, move it up, move it up, move it up, and lock in more and more profit, exactly as I just showed you on that other slide. Now, this next point, I would say this is just a really good wealth belief to have. And that is, the more you give, the more you get. A lot of religions talk about this. I just think this is a really good attitude to have in life. It's a great feeling to make a lot of money fast. But I would say it's an even better feeling to then be able to use some of that money to help people less fortunate than yourself. And over the years, I've been involved in all kinds of charity projects. I really think one of the most fulfilling things in life is to be in a position where you can help other people. And I'm sure a lot of you have already had that experience. And so once I started to get very good at trading and investing, I thought, how can I use these skills to help other people as well as myself? And one of the things I do now is I run what I call charity live trading days. And what happens is we all get together. I trade my money for real in front of everybody. They can all see what I'm doing. And a lot of people copy my trades. We spend the whole day trading together. We make a whole load of money. And at the end of the day, we give 100% of the money from the event to charity. And we choose a different charity each time. The last charity live trading day that I ran, we were raising money for SOS Children's Villages, which is a fantastic children's charity. They do work all around the world for kids that really need the most help. And they do some amazing projects. So I felt really kind of privileged to be able to help out there. And we spent the day trading together. I was trading for real, my money, in front of everybody. They could see what I was doing. Lots of people copied my trades. We spent the whole day trading together, made a whole load of money. At the end of the day, we gave 100% of the money from the event to charity. This is the great thing. Once you get good at this, you can make yourself a lot of money, but you can also help a lot of other people. So if you have a cause that you believe in, or a charity you want to support, or maybe you just want to be able to help out financially a family member or relative, what a great way to do it. Yeah, learn investing. Learn investing so you've got a second stream of income coming in. So you've got more than enough for yourself, and you've got extra so you can help the people you really care about. I just think it's a great way to do this. Now, this next point, there's been quite a few research projects done that have found that this is one of the biggest influences on how wealthy and successful you become. And that is who you surround yourself with. You've got to surround yourself with positive people, people who are going to encourage you to do things. I mean, a good example in my life that totally changed my life. About 20 years ago, I attended a training course taught by a guy called Tony Robbins. Actually, out of interest, type yes in the chat window if you've heard of Tony Robbins. Wow, okay, loads and loads of yeses. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, cool. Loads of people heard of Tony. For those of you who haven't heard of Tony, somebody give me a 1 or 2 word description of Tony in the chat window. 1 or 2 word description of Tony. Yeah, someone says phenomenal, inspirational, motivational, energy, giant, giving, positive, energizer. Okay, lots of good descriptions there of Tony. Someone said loud and big. Okay, I think his clients are people like presidents of countries and top athletes. I think what he teaches is good stuff. I attended his training course about 20 years ago with someone who used to be a friend back then. And what happened is, partway through the training course, Tony told us about the other training courses that he runs. And one of the courses he told us about was Life Mastery, which was 10 days in Hawaii, where he's going to teach us about health, wealth, relationships, all kinds of great topics. And the ticket for the course was £10,000, so just over $10,000. And Tony said it was the last one he was ever going to do in Hawaii in that format. And it sounded like an amazing course. And I said to my friend, I said, in the break, I'm going to go and book a place on that Life Mastery with Tony. And my friend said to me, he said, you should probably think about it a bit more. And he said, and you can't really afford to do it anyway. And he said, his talk on it was a bit salesy. And he said, it's probably not as good as he says it is anyway. And what if it's not the last one he's going to do? And he started giving me all his excuses as to why he wasn't going to do it. And I said to him, I said, look, I said, I'm not interested in your excuses. I said, I don't care if his talk on it was a bit salesy. What I care about is if it's good content. And this guy believes in his course. If he's passionate about it, he should be trying to persuade me to do it. I said, in the break, I'm going to go and book a place. And in the break, I went and booked a place, £10,000, Life Mastery. At the time, I was £40,000 in debt. I paid for it on a couple of credit cards. And I thought, well, unless I take some kind of decisive action, my life is probably not going to change. If I just keep doing the same things, I'm going to keep getting the same results. And I thought, once I pay for this, I'll find a way. Somehow I'm going to make this work. And I went on that course, and it was an incredible course. Actually, out of interest, anyone been on Life Mastery with Tony? Give me a yes in the chat window there. Yes, okay, cool, yeah, a few people, excellent. I believe a big part of why I went from £50,000 in debt to making over £1 million within 3 years was because of what Tony taught us on that course, because he taught us how to model people, how to learn their strategies. And I then went off around the world. I found the world's top traders, top investors, and I did what Tony said. I modeled them, learned how they were doing things. Came back to the UK, applied everything I'd learned, and I said, my life started to improve rapidly. My friend saw what was happening, and he said, wow, he said, that must have been an incredible course. I said, yeah, it was. He said, I'm going to book a place. And he called their office, he called Tony's office, and he said, I want to do that Life Mastery with Tony in Hawaii. They said he is never going to do that same format course again in Hawaii. And he never did. I'm just so glad I didn't let my friend hold me back. Now, I know sometimes it can be tough because sometimes it's your partner that's holding you back. But if something feels right, you've got to go for it. That's how your life moves ahead. Back then, my friend had a normal job doing something he doesn't really like. Guess what he's doing now? Similar job he doesn't really like. Yeah. And what I found in life, I'm sure you found the same thing. It just comes down to 1 or 2 decisions that can massively improve your life. And for me, going on that course totally changed my life. This is the great thing about life. One decision can hugely improve everything. That's all it takes. Now, the last point of my talk, and this is an important point, you've got to use the power of compound returns. Now, actually, most people have at least heard of a compound return. Type a yes if you've heard of a compound return. Okay, yes, 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 yes. Lots of yeses there. Okay, good. What does it mean? It means making money using the money you've already made, reinvesting the profits. And what a lot of traders and investors do is they try and make big money fast, which is fine. But the real secret to building huge wealth is getting consistency. Because once you can get consistent monthly returns, you can start with even a small amount of capital and you can go huge wealth relatively quickly once you get this consistency. That is the sensible way to build your wealth. Because once you're getting this consistency, this is how your money grows. It starts growing gradually at first, it then accelerates massively. Now, I'm going to show you one last video of my talk, very short video, it's about 30 seconds in length, and I'll probably just play the first 10 seconds and I'll summarize for you. This is one of our course graduates after we showed him how to get consistency, because I want you to see how your money can grow once you get this consistency. And I should say, just to be totally open with you, this guy didn't just do our training course, he was actually trained by me personally. And as you already know, to be trained by me personally, one of the only few ways to do that now is through the one-to-one mentoring. So I know for quite a few of you, maybe that's not an option, but I still want you to see this video so you can see how your money grows once you get this consistency. So have a look at this. I'll play 10 seconds and I'll pause it and I'll summarize for you.
What was your starting capital? My starting capital was £5,000. Okay, and then using what you learned on the course, strategies, the techniques, how much did you make profit from trading? I think over the period of time, over the whole period of time, probably about £500,000. So about £500,000. I was thinking, actually, that's kind of an underestimate. Okay.
Okay, I'll summarize that. The video is on our website. You can watch the whole thing. He's a real person. He did those things. What he says is, he says, using the strategies, I started with £5,000 and I made over £500,000 profit. And then he says, well, actually, that's an underestimate. He says, because I also saved my pension during the crash. And he says, using the strategies that you taught me, I made enough money to buy a house in the south of France for cash. Now, I taught that guy a couple of very simple strategies, but very profitable. And I showed him how to get consistency. Because once you can get these consistent monthly returns, you can start with even a small amount of capital and grow huge wealth relatively quickly. That is the sensible way to build your wealth. And in the online training program, I'm going to teach you exactly what I taught him about how to get this consistency. Now, whilst we're talking about consistency, you saw this guy in one of the videos. 88 winners out of 94. I completed the training course over a year ago. I've been successful in 88 out of 94 trades. I taught this guy a very, very, very reliable strategy that I learned after being mentored by one of the world's top investors. Very simple strategy, anyone could do it. In the online training program, you're going to learn that exact same strategy. Very reliable strategy. None of our course graduates, 30,000 profit in 4 months. None of our course graduate, 500 profit per week. After the training, on average, I make 400 to 500 profit per week. Best thing of all, I'm only using £2,000 capital. None of our course graduates, 2,000 to 11,000. None of our course graduates, 48,000 profit in 1 month. Darren's training course has truly changed my financial destiny and that of my family. This month I made £48,000 from trading. Now, if you could make an extra £48,000 a month, would that make your life a bit easier? For sure, yeah. None of our course graduates, 24,000 profit in 1 week. We have literally thousands of success stories and testimonials from people who've done the course. We actually have over 8,000 success stories and testimonials from people who've done the training course. How have we managed to get so many success stories? Because the strategies we teach work. How have we managed to be the #1 investment training company in Europe for over 15 years with clients now all over the world? Because our strategies work, yeah? What I'm going to do is I'm now going to give you, and I'm going to do something very, very special for everyone on this webinar. And also in about 2 minutes time at the end of my talk, I'm going to share with you one of the most important bits of advice I've ever been given about becoming truly wealthy. But first of all, I'm going to do something very, very special for everyone on this webinar. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an incredible offer. And this offer will be absolutely amazing. You will definitely want to hear this offer. So let's have a look at this. Our online Forex and stock market masterclass training course is 100% online, so it's perfect for learning from home. It's over 16 hours of videos of me personally teaching the very best strategies, very best techniques that I learned from the world trading champions. It's my life work. I spent over 20 years finding the best strategies, finding the best techniques. I worked out I spent over £100,000 of my money learning this stuff. In this online training program, you get everything. You get all the best strategies, all the best techniques. Really is an incredible training program. And I teach in a very clear, simple way. So even complete beginners, you'll understand. And as I said, I'm actually very proud of that training course. I truly believe it's the best online investment training course in the world. You'll be learning the same things that I've taught thousands of other people how to invest successfully. Now, and of course, as well as the online training program, after each lesson, you get an online live questions and answer session with me personally. So you can ask me your individual questions. I answer them directly live online. Really effective way to learn. The normal investment for that, £4,997, so £5,000. I would say it's worth many, many times that, but I'm going to give you an absolutely incredible offer. First of all, let me just tell you what you're going to learn on the course. So you're going to learn how to do all of this step by step for real, so that even if you're a complete beginner, by the end of the course, you'll know how to do this. You're going to learn my best Forex strategies, my best stock market strategies, exactly step by step how to do them. I'm also going to teach you my best cryptocurrency strategies for things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple. If you're new to cryptocurrencies, I'll explain exactly what they are as well. And also I'll give you my best commodity strategies for trading things like gold, silver, oil. So whatever you want to trade, I'm going to give you my very best strategies. And I'm going to give you a strategy that I use to double my money in less than a week. Now, if you could double your money in less than a week, would that make your life a bit easier? For sure, yeah. And I'm going to show you how to set this all up on autopilot. So it'll take literally 1 hour a week to do these strategies. If you've got a job, full-time job, a business, very easy to run this alongside. It can be in the evenings, can be at the weekend. And you're going to learn my most powerful day trading, medium-term and long-term strategies, exactly how to do them. And you'll see me do practical steps. Then I'll set you exercises, and you get these live questions and answer sessions with me personally. Just an incredibly effective way to learn. As I said, normal investment for that, £5,000. Many, many people have bought that from us for £5,000. It's well worth it. But I'm going to do an absolutely incredible offer for you. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to let you do the full, complete online training program, over 16 hours of videos of me personally teaching the very best strategies, very best techniques I learned from the world trading champions. You're going to get, after each lesson, you're going to get the live Q&A session with me personally. Instead of £5,000, I'm going to let you do that for just £970 plus the VAT. That is absolutely incredible for what you're going to be learning. And I'm actually going to give you a couple of extra things that will make it even better. And you're definitely going to want to hear about these couple of extra things. But first of all, I would say at £5,000, it is great value. What you learn on the course, you could use to make many, many, many times that. At £970 plus the VAT, absolutely incredible value for what you're going to learn. But I am going to make this even better for you. What I'm going to do is, I see someone saying, how do I book? I'm going to make it even better for you first. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to give you a VIP upgrade. And what that means is, we talked about my trading watch list earlier, where each week for 12 weeks, I send you a list of exactly what I'm looking to trade. For UK shares, American stocks and shares, Forex trades, right up to date, exactly what I'm looking to trade. And I said, I've currently got 43 people paid me £5,000 each to get hold of my watch list. Why do those people think it's worth paying me £5,000 to get my watch list? Because a lot of them just copy my trades and make a lot more money than that. Like this guy, 8,000 profit using Darren's watch list. It's well worth the £5,000. What I'm going to do is, if you decide you want to go ahead with this offer right now, I'm going to include those watch lists for free. Now, that's just going to be an amazing resource for you. I would say just the watch list by themselves are worth many, many times the $970 plus the VAT, but I'm going to include those for free. And I did say that before the end of this talk, I'd give one of you the chance to attend our Investment Success 3-day live event for free. Normally 2 tickets to that, £5,000. Many, many people have already bought 2 tickets from us for £5,000. It's well worth it. I said I'd give one of you the chance to attend that for free. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to give everyone the chance to attend this for free. What I'm going to say is, everyone who decides they want to go ahead with this offer right now, I'm going to include 2 tickets to the 3-day event for free as well, which will be an amazing experience for you, really will. And something else I do, someone saying, how do I book? I'm almost there. What I do is, I run monthly webinars. They're about 30 minutes in length, and it's a great way to check you're constantly improving. And what I do is, at the end of the webinar, I set a little 10-minute exercise, very simple, anyone could do it. But it's a really great way to check you're constantly getting better. 24 months worth of the webinar, 2 years worth of the webinar, value £2,000. What I'm going to do is you decide you want to go ahead with this right now. I'm going to include that for free as well, which again is just going to be an incredible resource for you. And this next part of the offer, there is a price involved. So what I'll do is I'll explain what this is, and then you can have a think about it, decide right at the end if you want to include it. But this next part of the offer, there is a price involved. And that is one-to-one mentoring with me. I currently charge £30,000 for a single one-to-one mentoring session. If you want to include it, it's going to be yours for only £3,000. You can have a think about that, decide right at the end if you want to include it. But what I would say is at £30,000, it is great value. Some of the people I've trained personally have gone on to make many, many times that. At £3,000, it's incredible value. What you can learn in a one-to-one mentoring session with me can be literally some of the best investment techniques in the world. It will be an incredible session, incredible value at £3,000. Have a serious think about that. And at the end, you can decide if you want that included. It'll be an amazing session. Actually, thinking about it, I'm going to include that for free as well. Now, that is huge. Really, that is huge. Now, let me just be clear, because I want to make sure you get the absolute most from this one-to-one mentoring session with me. So there's no point you having it immediately. The way this will work is you'll do the online training program. You'll have the live Q&A sessions with me personally. I'm going to check you know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly what strategies to use. Over maybe the next 6 to 8 weeks, you'll do perhaps 3 or 4 trades a week. You send me in your first 25 trades. I'll look through them all. Then we do our one-to-one mentoring session together, because that way I can give you some great feedback on your trades, make sure you get the absolute most from the session. It's going to be an incredible session. Some of the people I've taught personally have gone on to make literally millions of pounds. Going to be an incredible session. As I said, I currently charge £30,000 for a one-to-one mentoring session. You decide you want to go ahead with this offer right now. I'm going to include that for free. Now, let me just be clear, because I can't do this for everybody. This is my time involved. So what I'm going to say is the first 15 people who book a place, I'm going to include that one-to-one mentoring. But it's going to be for the first 15 people only, because this is my time involved. There's the link at the bottom of the page there. If you want to be in the first 15, we just put it into the chat window as well. I suggest you go to that link now, start booking a place. First 15 people, you're going to get everything I talked about there and the one-to-one mentoring with me. There are several hundred people on this webinar right now, so you'll need to be fairly quick to get your place in the first 15. And if your booking goes through, you're in the first 15. And I do have a couple of extra things I'm going to give you. But if you want to start filling in the form, I'd suggest you do that now. And as soon as you've got your place, let me know. Yeah, as soon as you've got your place and you're in, let me know and I'll welcome you into the group. So a couple of extra things I'm going to give you. At your one-to-one mentoring session, I'm going to give you my personal email address, and I am personally going to provide your ongoing support. You can ask me any questions, anytime, forever. And I really do mean that. That's lifetime support from me personally. Now, I put their value £5,000. It's worth way more than that, but I thought I've got to put some kind of value to it. Lifetime support from me personally, I'm going to include that for free. All of that would be £51,997 for you right now, 970 plus the VAT. Absolutely incredible offer. You're going to be learning the same stuff, right, which I spent over £100,000 to learn. It's going to be an amazing training session, and let me know as soon as you've got your place. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And I do something else which I thought, just to make it a bit easier for some of you, what I'm going to do is, if you need to, you can either do that in one installment today, 970 plus the VAT. But if you need to, you could do that in 3 installments, which would be 387 plus the VAT today, and then 2 more monthly installments. But if you do it in 1 installment today, I'm going to give you a bonus £1,000 product as well, which is an online wealth psychology training program that I recorded, value £1,000. I teach you how to get a really great wealth mindset, how to achieve your goals super fast. And anyone who does this in 1 installment, I'm going to include that for free as well. And I can see people already saying they got their place. So congratulations. A few names whizzed past me as I was talking there, but I can see Sola, you said you got your place. Congratulations, excellent. And Paul, I can see you said you're in as well. Congratulations. And if I missed your name while I was talking there, congratulations on getting your place. Let me know as soon as you're in. So if you want to be in the first 15, you're going to need to be fairly quick. They're going pretty fast there. Now, something else which I thought I'd do for you, which would be a nice thing to do, I'm going to give you a way so you could almost immediately get 100% of your cash back. And that is, once you've booked your place, if you just refer 2 people onto the training course and they book their place, I'll give you 100% of your course fee back. And there is one almost last thing that I'm going to do for you. And I can see, Sola, you are in the first 15, yeah? If your booking goes through, that means you're in and you're in the first 15. You get everything I talked about there. So yeah, you're through, definitely. So now, almost last thing that I'm going to do for you, and it's an important thing, and that is I'm going to give you 100% money back guarantee. As long as you're present for each of the webinars, do a little 10-minute exercise, which is our way to check you're on track, I guarantee if you don't make at least 10 times the training course fee in the first 24 months, I'll give you 100% of your course fee back. I know this stuff works, so I don't mind doing that. If you don't make at least 10 times the training course fee in the first 24 months, I'll give you 100% of your course fee back, and I'll even let you keep the course materials. I know this stuff works. We've got over 8,000 success stories and testimonials. I'll give you that 100% money back guarantee. And what I'm going to do is, once you've made your, I can see more people saying they bought. Archie, congratulations, I see you're in. And more names whiz past me as I was talking there. Congratulations. You've definitely got your place as well. What I'm going to do is, once you've made your first £100,000 profit, and you're going to be learning strategies that could easily get you there, I'm going to invite you to a celebration dinner at my house. And after dinner, I'm going to work with you on your plan to hit your first £1 million. It's going to be an amazing session. Some of the people I've trained personally have gone on to make literally millions of pounds. It would be an incredible session. I said it was going to be an incredible offer. That is absolutely incredible. I can see lots of you got your place now. And there's one last thing that I was thinking, shall I do this? I think I'm going to do this. The 24 trade analysis videos on the 24 karat gold plated memory stick, 2 small groups of traders and investors paid me £130,000 each to get hold of this. What I'm going to do is, the first 15 people who book a place right now, I'm going to include that for free as well. Now that is huge, really, that is huge. What I'll do is, when you attend the live event, you can pick up the physical USB, but I'll put all those videos online so you get access to them straight away. It will be an incredible resource for you. I'm going to include that for free. Now, I can see more people say they got their place. So let me just do a quick count up here. So it's 11, 12. Okay, so it looks like 12 people. Yeah, I think it's 12 people who got their place. So 3 places left, yeah. So if you're thinking about this, once those 3 places have gone, I'd grab them quick, yeah. So this talk is going to be about how to make money from home.
The Best You TV, a TV channel with only the best business leaders and influencers ready to help you rise to the top. Available now on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Google Play. Learn and grow from in-depth interviews, documentaries, inspirational talks, and motivational masterclasses from the world's biggest thought leaders, speakers, teachers, authors, coaches, and highly successful business gurus. The Best You TV is now live. The Best You Online. Featuring in-depth interviews, motivational talks, and inspiring masterclasses from the world's top experts, motivational speakers, business gurus, and thought leaders. Leaders and influencers from all over the world are here to share their knowledge and skills with you. The Best You Online is a priceless mine of personal development wisdom, knowledge, and practical information to help you take charge of your life and take you, your business, and career beyond where you have always wanted to go. The Best You Online.
Who will impact the world next? The speakers at our very first Best Youth Global, that's who. Are you a young powerhouse between the ages of 8 and 20? Then this expo is just for you. Join us on June 12th and 13th as a global influencer or global innovator and share your story, your influence, your journey to make and market your creativity, or just share your inspiration. All speakers will have automatic access to the Best Gen Zone. This is where the Best You Expo has free offerings and discount coupons just for your generation. For more information and to register as a speaker, go to thebestyouexpo.com today.